Well, let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
West Cork Beard Company make beard oil and beard balm for a strong, healthy, great-looking beard. Handmade from all natural ingredients in Clonakilty, West Cork. Check out their YouTube channel for beard care tips and advice, or catch them online at westcorkbeardcompany.ie.
You could call this the new world order of Arsenal podcasting, brother. The dog just took off out of the room. Oh, because I'm yelling. They don't like it. Dad, no matter what I'm yelling about, they don't like when my voice raises. So, I would be remiss if I did not wish everyone a happy May 4th. May the 4th be with everyone.
Oh, go fuck.
Shut your mouth.
May 1st, May 4th. I hate it all. It's so clever. It's so clever.
What's May 1st?
When they show the picture of Justin Timberlake, it's gonna be May.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, but I respect Justin Timberlake as an actor.
Whoa. Glenn, you don't know what I'm talking about?
May 1st, May 4th. What is that?
Glenn has no idea.
May the 4th
what's
be with
today's
you?
date? Glenn, what's today's date?
May 4th.
Wait a minute, Glenn. I thought you were a Star Wars fan.
Yeah, but I'm not. I don't talk to. I'm like a real Star Wars fan. I'm a guy in his basement. I don't hear these things.
Just a guy in his basement. That's funny. At least it's not your parents' basement; it's your own basement, so that's good.
Exactly.
So Ryan is beside me. How are you, sir? Matt, I can tell you how he is. He's mad at me because I apparently don't respond to his text messages in a timely fashion.
Listen.
17 hours later, I guess I just don't.
No. Whoa. 17 and a half hours later. I can add a couple minutes, but I'm not going to get, I'm not really a math guy, but yeah. I asked a question. I expected to be answered, and, I was left hanging. I was a little upset about the show tonight.
Wow, somebody's going to be very butthurt about this entire show tonight.
Whoa. Why are you upset about the show tonight? What do you know that I don't know?
No. Nothing about upset. I had a question.
Not about the show. He's not upset about this show. No.
I had a question about the show. No, it wasn't about the show. I don't know. I had a question about something. Oh, the pregame, postgame. Probably that's what it was. Yeah. Something like that.
Anyway, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Probably better than you three when it comes to Arsenal. But yeah, I'm good. I'm excited to I feel like we haven't done this in a while, but like we do it every Tuesday, so it's very odd. But yeah, I'm excited.
Time is passing slowly for you then. Below Ryan is Stan.
Blowing Ryan.
But
sorry.
Well done.
Sorry.
Stan, how are you?
Well, I don't get texts from Ryan, but I am in my parents' basement.
Wait, what? No, you're not. Shut up.
No, I've just moved. I'm into my new place now. I've been basically moving house most of the weekend and moving office. Yesterday.
Are you in the new building now? Then
Yes.
that nice?
I am.
Does it feel like it's a newer building than the one you were just in? Because
it's more spacious. We've got more light, and I've got a lovely view of the mountains. I'm looking at them right now, actually.
Nice. That'll never get old. That'll yeah, absolutely. Let's see it. That'll never get old.
Fucking skybox.
All I saw, Stan, was a parking lot. Tilt the yeah.
Wasn't a parking lot. That's the streets.
Well,
Parking
street,
lot.
not a park. Yeah, there we go. That's beautiful. There we go. Yeah, that's real nice, man. You'll never get sick of that. Trust me.
No.
Ooh,
and
Glenn with the Wendy's. I like it.
I don't need to welcome him to the show. He's been here before.
Yeah.
But very proud to announce that the newest member of this stable, brother. Glenn, I need a nickname for you, by the way.
Well, let's work on that.
We'll
okay?
we'll come up with something. But
yeah.
I'm very happy to announce that Glenn, going forward, will be a permanent fixture in your ear holes on this show.
You have to phrase it that way. All right, you made the announcement. Come on, I want to know what the hell you were talking about, teasing the show about Arteta. What were you talking about?
Who teased the show? Who teased the show with Arteta?
Yeah, you and in your tweet, you're like, it's Arteta's last stand or rolls the dice. Arteta rolls the dice.
Oh, that was Stan. All right, Stan. So take it in our Twitter group chat. Stan dropped a thing in there. So go ahead, lay it on us.
You were asking. You said you didn't have any ideas for what we could call the show tonight. That's how it started, right?
Yeah, I had no idea what the title of the show, and I'll tell you real quick. So. It's not very clever what I decided on, but it's no better time or no better place than here, no better time than now, or what better place than here, what better time. I was racking my brain and all this. It is, but that I don't even know what song it is from Rage Against the Machine.
Oh,
but that's where but that song came on the radio.
Bulls on Parade, no?
That's not Bulls on Parade, no. But anyway,
yeah, you're right. It's not.
That came on, and I don't know, and it just got me thinking about Thursday. So I'm 2 days early on the, what better place in here, what better time.
Oh, it's Guerrilla Radio. That's what it is.
But is it Guerrilla Radio?
It is, yeah.
I think it was Guerrilla Radio.
Guerrilla
Radio, yeah.
It is.
But anyway, so that came on and it just popped into my head, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I'll just go with that. So that's where the title of the show came from. It's lame, I know, but I don't really care.
So are we not going to address the elephant in the room? I mean, yes, I'm excited that Glenn's here, but he's replacing someone that's.
What? I'm not replacing anyone.
I'm just kidding. What?
All right.
Throw some bait out there, see if we can catch anybody.
So Rowan is studying very vociferously for his finals this week. So he might be joining us later for a short time, for a long time. We don't know. Rowan, if you're out there, you're listening. Obviously, the seat is cold at this point because nobody is sitting in it. I kicked him out. Right.
He's a Joey Fatone of NSYNC. Is that what you're saying?
I'm Hollywood Hogan. All right. But Eric Bischoff is somewhere up here pulling the strings. And I don't know who that is right now. That's all I'm going to say. So I don't have the power to kick anybody out. Anyway.
Exactly. It's Russo.
Oh, you're
Russo. Yeah.
So you're a puppet like Arteta when he gave Kroenke a nice vote of confidence a few days ago.
Not. It's kind of Arsenal related. Did you guys see the? There's a video of a Sky Sports reporter tailing one of the Glazers, and he just like stonewall, did not answer any Mr. Glazer, do you want to respond to the fans, to the Manchester United supporters? Do you have anything to say? Nothing. He looked fucking pissed.
You know why? They're going after the sponsors now. They're going after the people that spend money with Manchester United. And I tweeted this earlier today. That is the way to affect change.
Yep. You want to hit them hard. Hit them with the sponsorships. Don't stop buying Adidas stuff. Not just the jerseys, but anything Adidas. Just stop buying it. I don't like to visit Rwanda. Is anybody going to Rwanda anytime soon? So if you had a plan in your brain to go to Rwanda, don't. Don't fly Emirates Air. I don't. These sponsorships that we have, and United, I'm sure as well. Who's their sleeve sponsor? Is it Kohler Faucets?
Was it Chevrolet or they changed it?
No, Chevrolet. They are changing. Chevrolet's the main shirt sponsor. They are changing next season. I know that. But I think, isn't it like Kohler Faucets on the sleeve or something? I mean, that I don't know. But no, Glad, you're absolutely right. That's a good way to hit them is sponsorships. Stop. What's the word I'm looking for? Stop patronizing our sponsors.
Yeah, because they can sit in their little bubble and not see all the peaceful protests that will be happening. Yep. But once it hits their pocketbook, I know they're billionaires, but still going after the sponsors it's worked every time that I have seen a coordinated effort to do that.
Yeah. Yep. I didn't really have an agenda for tonight. I figured, I guess let's Stan. I'm going to start with you on the Newcastle match because you had a relative play a very prominent role with Newcastle United some years ago. But that notwithstanding, I guess give me your take on the game on Sunday.
Yeah, my just for those of you that didn't know, my great grandfather played for Newcastle United in Scotland, and he won 3 league titles and an FA Cup. And I think pre-war, he's still probably Newcastle's most decorated player. So that's not too bad. So it's always a special fixture for me because
you said your great grandfather.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So obviously that's the team that on my father's side that they all supported, and the team that he wanted me to support. And in fact, the first match I went to was Newcastle Crystal Palace, because Palace is quite near to where I lived. And then the second one he took me to was Palace Arsenal, but that one stuck. So I was just glad, really, because it takes a long time to get up to Newcastle from fucking London on the train. Do you know what I mean? So I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did. But the Newcastle game, I mean, again, you know, a dead rubber game that really can't really do anything for us. But I enjoyed the game of football. You know, I found the game enjoyable. Newcastle, they worked hard. It wasn't a stroll in the park for Arsenal. Couple of good goals, I thought. You know, yet again, El Iniesta tucks one away from just outside the box. I mean, basically, you know, I'm just so glad that the ball fell to him and not Thomas Partey. He'd probably still be orbiting Earth.
I was literally just going to say that ball would be in orbit right now, and it's probably the reason why I can't seem to maintain a goddamn phone call.
But yeah, I mean, all in all, I found it, after what's been happening over the last few weeks with Arsenal, a little bit of a respite. You know, we won the game. You know, like the points don't help us, but you know, a good day at the office, I think.
Yeah, I expected us to do well because there was no pressure. That's why, and we won. And you know, I would have liked to have seen a little more youth in that game, but whatever. You know, it is what it is. When there's nothing on the line, we play fine. Let's see what happens Thursday. With Laka and Tierney out, by the way.
Is that confirmed?
I don't know. I was looking through shit as I was waiting to come on with you guys.
Find out. I mean, I've seen pictures of Lacazette in training. I haven't seen anything of. I mean, last week we heard Tierney was back in training. It was a possibility. I haven't heard anything about either one of their availabilities for Thursday. But we'll get into that. Ryan, are we boring you?
No, I'm just thinking about if millionaires and billionaires, if they own pocketbooks. Because Glenn made a comment saying hitting them in their pocketbooks, and I was like, "You think Stein Kroenke carries a pocketbook? I don't think so."
All right, so wait, Stan and Glenn, I know you guys like to.
He probably has an assistant that carries his pocketbook.
Yeah.
And their job title is pocketbook carrier.
Yeah.
He also probably has an official ball washer. That's how much money he has. This is my very.
But wouldn't you though if he had that kind of money? I know.
Of course, I would.
Plays golf.
This is my very esteemed ball washer because I am a millionaire and my nuts should be clean.
What? I was talking about golf.
Wait, what are you talking about? That's what I was talking about too.
All right, listen, you guys keep making your dick jokes. I'm trying to source that Laka and Tierney are out. So don't talk to me because I can't do two things at the same time.
All right, listen.
All right. So I can tell you right now, they're not ruled out. They're not confirmed to play either, but they were in full training, not doing individual work. They were training with the team today. So
I thought Tierney was in contention for the first leg against Villarreal. So did he break down again or what?
Who?
I told you
not Tierney. I thought that he travelled with the team to Spain. Was almost in contention from the game.
He did. He was on.
Probably didn't want to risk him. I wouldn't have played Tierney in the first time.
I just thought he might have got some minutes to help with fitness, right? You know. But
yeah, I mean,
yeah, I would have thought that for Newcastle, but he didn't even play there, so I'm sure he's still trying to get in there.
I can't freaking do it. I can't listen to you guys and look it up at the same time.
Jesus.
Real quick. We've been live now for 15 minutes, and I have to say this is all right.
Oh, we're live. I didn't know we were live. I thought we were still backstage.
Yeah, right. This is fun. This legit right now. Like this feels like I'm sitting at a bar with you guys. Like I don't like. There's no agenda. Like we're just sitting talking. And speaking of bars, Ryan, where's your? Did you decide on a beer of the week?
I did. You'll appreciate this. I think it's my favorite movie. So my beer of the week is because I'm probably one of the more positive fans out there right now. So my beer of the week is Dirty Dancing. But the beer is called. The beer is called "It's a Feeling, a Heartbeat." That's what we have. We have a heartbeat, and I have a feeling we're gonna come through, and we're gonna do the job against Villarreal. We'll be in the finals with Roma because Jose Mourinho is gonna embarrass his old Man United club.
He's not. He's not
he's not the coach until the next season, but I'm sure that's playing my games at Man U.
Did you see the Ryanair tweet?
No.
Yeah,
oh my God.
Ryanair
absolutely destroyed Mourinho and the scum in the same tweet. Brilliant. Ryanair, if you want to sponsor this show, let me know. You can do it for free. I'm just saying you can do it for free. I don't care. I'm putting it out there. Ryanair, you could be the official airline of Bearded Gooner Media.
Does it have anything to do with the fact that since he joined Roma, it's a big upgrade for him, right? It's a bigger club, bigger team.
I retweeted what they said, so scroll through my timeline, you'll see it. I'm fucking tremendous. So, Ryan, I kind of interrupted you, and I will not apologize for that interruption. But no, talk to me about Sunday.
I kind of disagree with Stan a little bit. I thought Newcastle was toothless in attack. I didn't think they offered much. I think defensively they played pretty well. I feel like someone like a John Joe Shelby is always gonna, put 2 feet in and kind of play a little dirty and make it rough. But it was a good day of football. I mean, when El Nene scores a banger, which is what all he does. I think he should be sponsored by Bank Bros. Work something out there. I'm sure something could come out. But yeah, I think as far as the 11 is concerned, I'm really upset Reece Nelson didn't play. But really,
what's happened to him? I mean,
and to me, this is the game. Like, I get it. You didn't want to go on loan. It makes sense. Oh, it doesn't make sense, but it's understandable. You have every right to reject a loan. But now it's like, okay, well, you're not playing, so you're probably going to try to offload him and sell him. So this is literally the perfect game for him. Especially that we're going to be we're going to be resting our players. And also another funny thing is, it's kind of funny how all of our players that we're resting for Thursday, all young guys, all a lot of guys from the academy. Just kind of funny how we have our Williams and all that good stuff out there to play against Newcastle. But again, the one thing I also want to hammer home, which I will always hammer home, is this is why I think El Nene is a perfect squad player. He's someone you bring into a game like this, Newcastle, who again, no pressure, I guess, fair play, but he had a great game. I think besides, for me.
Does he have a bad one, though? I mean, when he plays for us, even if he comes on as a sub, I don't think I've seen him play lower than a 6.
I wouldn't say he played poorly against Fulham.
Oh, shit. Sorry.
Nice. Let's go. A little bit
I was ready to rock out.
I was a little ready for some smoke on the water. Is that what that was, Glenn?
Wow, holy crap. You guys should probably name that too.
Shazam got shit on me.
That was 2 chords of smoke on the water that I accidentally hit.
Wow.
I'm impressed. Reece Nelson, I cry no tears for him. He didn't want to go on loan. There's a reason they wanted to loan him out, so I don't want to hear it. Oh, I'm not playing. No, sorry.
It's not even really for him. It's for the club. You want to play this guy to raise his value.
We'll come back to Reece Nelson.
Yeah, I don't know. Glenn.
I don't know. You guys were talking about Reece Nelson. I accidentally hit smoke on the water.
We moved on to El Nene.
But yeah, so the only thing I will say about Reece Nelson is just saying how it's for the club. You want to play him. You want to raise his value because I can't see him really being with the team after the season unless we're going to try to loan him out again, which to me – I heard when we tried to loan him out, he didn't want to. I think it was it Valencia? No, or was it an Italian club? I don't remember. All I remember is the league he was going to, he didn't want to play for. He wanted to go to an English club or Bundesliga. Those are the only two places he wanted to go, which, again, I don't know. That's true. But yeah, that's really what I'd say about that. But with Elneny, perfect squad player. He's a perfect player to play in this game. I thought, besides Gabriel Martinelli, he was man of the match. But, I mean, Gabriel kind of stole the show, which I'm sure we'll talk about. But, yeah, I think he's a great player, and he's someone that we're paying peanuts, and he will die. Again, I always say this, he'll die for the badge. So, like, people chatting shit about him, and, like, he shouldn't be starting Thursday. Newcastle is where we have to play Newcastle.
That's his level.
Yeah, and that's okay to have those type of players on our team. We have to play Newcastle twice. We have to play.
Do you know when his contract's up, Elneny?
He's got 1 year left.
He just extended.
Did he?
Pretty
I would definitely keep him as a squad player for another season at least. I don't think that's the guy that. What kind of you always say, right? It's like mowing your lawn when your house is on fire. That's someone that can still do something for us, I think.
Stan, by the way, Stan, I swear to God that saying came from you.
It did.
No, you started it. I copied you.
I swear to God, I
thought Stan started it too.
I could have sworn you're the first one to coin the mowing the lawn with the house on fire thing. I swear to God that came from you.
This is like a Mandela effect now.
Yeah,
his
right.
contract expires at the end of next season.
In honor of May the 4th,
oh,
is it Luke, I am your father, or I am your father?
No, it's the Mandela effect version is no, I am your father. It's
no,
I am. It's Luke. Everyone knows it's Luke. But anyway.
It's not.
If you don't know what we're talking about in the chat box after this, go and look up the Mandela effect.
Look up the Mandela effect. Stan, how long did you and I talk about this for?
Too long. I couldn't get to sleep that night.
Yep. I was just looking
Glenn, don't throw up. We're gonna look at puke.
Wait, Glenn, what's on your shirt, by the way?
Say first.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
all right.
I thought it was a bit of his dinner.
Anybody under 25, Google it. Elneny, all right?
Next season, his contract expires, by the way. Next season.
So he's got 1 year left.
Elneny said that he wants to resign. I give credit where it's due. He's not put a foot wrong in the longest time that I can think of. And I'm in no position to criticize Elneny anyway, because I spent 3/4 of the season defending Ceballos, and I'm glad he's gone now. So, yeah, shut up, Stan. Don't wag your finger at me.
I remember me and you
wait.
Me and you.
I think he's wagging it at someone.
All right. Stan, official apology. You were right. I was wrong.
You remember, I didn't mean to intervene there, Ryan. I just wanted to, with Glenn there. If you remember when we were, I can't remember, it was all the way back when he hadn't been with us for too long, and I was banging on about how I didn't like the way that in his first ever interview, coming to Arsenal, all I read through his interview was stepping stone, want to go back to Real Madrid, have no, do you know what I mean? And I thought about that from day one, and a few people, were like, "Oh, give him a chance." And obviously then there was the Burnley game, which was like his christening. The comments that he's made recently. Anyway, let's come back to Elneny. I didn't mean to hijack that.
Wait. No, you can't do that. And now let me say something. This will be my last official defense of Ceballos.
We'll see about that. We'll put that.
No, because he said all that, Stan, when he left, but he just recently, and I thought it was very honest of him to say this, that the Premier League is not his type of league, too physical, and I thought that was incredibly honest, and I would take that, what he said, as he's got a foot out the door than the reported stuff he said when he was here. But the thing that you said, Stan, that I argued with you, you were completely correct. His consistency, it's just not there. It's not going to be there in the Premier League. The league is too tough for him. So you were right, and I was wrong. See, when I have a banter with someone, I close the chapter. I give them that, feeling of, yes, asshole, I was right. So there you go.
That's my point. And I'm the sort of person that when I'm right, I milk the fuck out of it. So
don't we all do that?
But I never got the wagging finger before. I get that from my wife.
Glenn, the last commercial that Stan stole was the Geico commercial with the Kembe Mutombo. Not in my house.
I don't think that airs.
Of what Glenn was saying there, what you said that you felt like, what Donny Sabas came out and said about the Premier League and the Spanish League. I think that he could have come to that conclusion at the end of his first loan spell, fucked off back to Madrid, and gave his space up to somebody else that we could have could have persevered with. Maybe a Joe Willock or maybe a Guendouzi. I mean, he kind of has taken a place in our squad for 2 seasons now. And now he's come to the conclusion that it's too tough for him. You should have known that earlier.
Yeah, but I kind of like that Willock is getting experience. He's doing really well. I don't think that could have happened staying at Arsenal, even if Ceballos did fuck off. So you know what I'm saying? I don't know if he would have got all that time.
He also doesn't for Newcastle. He doesn't play where Ceballos plays for us. So it doesn't. He's more of an attacking winger midfield type player. So he'd be just bench Saka, to bench, ESR. So I think he's playing good Newcastle. Great. I don't think we have room for him. I think we need I see Bruce loves him. Let's cut a deal. Let's write a check. Maybe give us St. Maximum in return. I just love him. I love the type of player he is, but whatever.
Well, you know what? This is a perfect segue. I love it when this happens, by the way. Riddy Sarkar. Should we sell Willock to Newcastle? And I think, Ryan, you just pretty much answered the question.
Well, I think we should sell the highest bidder. Newcastle would be the highest bidder in that respect. Because I think, Bruce is going to have a hand in that. And I think he came out and has said he really likes the player. And fair play to Willock. He's someone who, I'll be honest, I haven't been the highest on. But, he's Arsenal. And I wish him the best of luck. And, I don't think we have room for him for what we want to do. What he does really well, we have players that are way better than him.
I have to agree with that. Buy low, sell high. But the first thing I tell them is, you want Willock, 25 mil. That's what I would say, and see what they say to that.
25. Wow.
Well, if not, we'll take.
All right. Well, let me ask this question. Of course we want more. I want 200 million. I want 200 million for him. I want 500 million for him. I want him to be the most expensive transfer ever. Realistically speaking, though, so give me your bottom line. This is the lowest that I'll take, or we walk away. What's the lowest that you take? Because that really is the question.
It's funny. 25. That's the lowest.
Is it really 25?
Me too. That's the lowest I get, because I think the kid's got a future, and I think he's proven it at Newcastle.
Stan?
Yeah, I think the lowest I would take is about 20 million. I think we could get more. Maybe we could do what Inti Yanan in the chat box says and just play him as a false 9 next season. So you never know, right? There could be something there, And also, I just want to say as well, we've got a few new faces, and I just seen we've got a listener in all the way from India, Harshal Shah.
Yeah,
I've never seen that name before. So thanks for joining us this evening. Hope you'll come back again. And I just want to say welcome to everybody else that's out there in the chat box. A lot of familiar names. Gary's in there marshalling everything as usual. Inti Yanan, Rahul, Lawrence is there again. Who was first in this evening? Let's scroll all the way back and see who dropped in.
It was
first.
BX Gunner
81.
Where's the Ceballos fanboy? Where is he at? Is he here? The Ceballos fanboy?
Stan, this is another new name, I think. Samuel Stallard.
Yeah,
I don't recall seeing this name in here before.
No,
so I think
not seen Samuel Stallard before. Or Samuel Reed as well, another new one. And last but by very means not least, Lone Star Londoner. Welcome, mate.
Boom! Look at this. Now we're getting into Germany. Now we're getting into Ryan's motherland
from Berlin.
Yeah,
we're quite international this evening, aren't we?
Yes, and
Gary, I want 200 million. We're not getting 200 million.
Perfect.
Gary, understand? I want 500 million for every player. Okay,
we sold. But it's a great point in the comments. We sold the Wilby for 40 mil. We could definitely get more than 25 mil for Willock. I think what Willock to Newcastle is almost probably better with what Wilby doing for us. I don't think Wilby really. I don't know. Maybe I'm a little. I didn't think it was
quite casually though, isn't it? He's quite frugal with the old wallet.
Yeah, that's true.
One of you earlier said Reece Nelson, maybe we should sell him. Why would we sell him when he's just got minimal value right now?
I love Reece Nelson. I like the player he is. I like but it just goes against what Arteta is. Arteta's all about structure and tactics. And that's we talk about this with Pepe. He's chaos and he's a maverick and he's anything but. I mean, he's gotten a lot better with Arteta and everything. But I think Nelson's just a mini Pepe. I think it's what it is, and I think he's never going to see the light of day for us unless it's like Dundalk, FA, which is a shame because I think he's a really good player. I think he's miles ahead of Willock. I know people are going to get upset about that. I just love that he's really good on the ball. His passing is good. He's quick. He's incisive. He likes to get into the box, make things happen, which is something that we have trouble doing with our first team. So it's really weird how he's not playing. I could see us trying to loan him out in the summer. And if he rejects it or something goes wrong, we're probably going to look to sell him in Jan or next summer. But I still think the type of player he is, we need to hold on to him and get him to experience.
Who brought up St. Maximin in a swap deal? Was that you, Ryan?
I did, yeah.
So let me ask this question because I watched St. Maximin. Like I went back and I rewatched the game because there were some moments with St. Maximin where I was like, whoa. Like this dude is very, very technical on the ball. So swap deal. Let me start here.
He did, wasn't it, Tanner, where he had the ball and then he kind of checked one way and then sort of slaloomed around the player.
Oh yeah, he had a few.
It was almost like you had a joystick in your hand.
Yeah. Now hear the way you guys are talking about him, right? You really think Newcastle is going to swap him?
Well,
to us? No way.
Here's where I'm going with this. So I don't think a straight swap gets it done. I think St. Maximin is worth more than Joe Willock. So if you wanted St. Maximin, you'd actually be buying. You'd actually include Willock and $3 to $5 million in that deal.
Also, to be fair, we don't need him either.
I agree with that. I don't. Yeah.
He's a left winger. I don't think we need him, but I just like the kind of player he is because he's good in the ball. He's a physical guy, which is something that we lack on the wings. You could say Saka kinda. ESR gets pushed off the ball more than I like. Same kind of with Saka a little bit. Saka's kind of physical, but not really. And so I would really like it. But what did he say to me now, Lawrence? Because so many. Yeah.
I'll take a $5.
I'll cut.
Lawrence,
I'm going to refrain from. Never mind.
Lawrence, we'll take a case of beer. But Ryan, I'll split that case of beer with you.
I'll get drunk and I'll mow his lawn.
There you go. Nice.
Or his wife's lawn. Yeah. Whoa! So I don't know. Say maximum. I don't think we really need him. But yeah, like I said, I think the kind of profile is just great. I really want to bring in a more physical presence. I don't want our most physical player on the pitch to be Granit Xhaka. So yeah.
Forgetting about a swap deal, Ryan, would you do $25 million for Willock?
I wouldn't. I would try to see what's out there. I would see what people are trying to pay. I mean, so if we sell him like the first day of the window for $25 million, no.
Ryan, did you say that you wanted to persevere with Willock or sell?
I want to sell him.
Okay, so I
think we should sell him. I think we should strike while the iron's hot. And yeah, he could be a player, and we could be making him a Gnabry mistake. I don't think so, but I don't think he suits us. I think we have better players on our team.
Is anybody? I think we're split 50-50 because Glenn and Ryan both said 25 mil is the drop dead. That's the drop dead number. Stan and I went 5 mil below that, which is 20.
Yeah, but you know what? It all depends on the type of summer transfer we have. Also,
I mean, I would take 20 million for him. Right? If they came in and offered 20 mil, I'd obviously be like, you know what? I want 30. Meet halfway. If they came in at 15, again, meet halfway. But there comes a point where they put it, an offer at 10. Well, there is no meeting halfway now because I'm not going to 15. I'll keep him for 20 million because somebody will come in and offer me 20 million for him. But what's all right? Well, Reece Nelson. Let's kind of stay on this topic. Reece Nelson. what's his value right now? Like,
I
know what we fit. I agree with Ryan here. I love Reese Nelson, and I think there's a high ceiling for this kid. But Reese Nelson, I think, has to get to the right system. Reese Nelson has to get into a system that relies on speed and instinct and creativity, not structure, not structurally structure and defense. But when he's got the ball on his foot, man, let him do his thing.
How old is Reese Nelson?
23,
23. Okay.
He's the same age as Willock, no?
Well, I mean, he's in his early 20s.
I think he's got to be maybe 20.
Oh, he's that. See, the reason I ask is because
I think he's 21. I think he just turned 21.
All right, for the sake of argument, let's say he's 21. You don't make your best decisions at the age of 21. Someone needs to tell the kid he needs to go out on loan. He's getting bad advice, or he's not making the right decision by not going out on loan. Someone has got to talk some sense into him.
Yeah,
that's
21.
the bottom line for me.
Is he otherwise, 21, Ryan?
Yeah.
Otherwise, what are we going to do? We're going to sell him for $5 million and then go watch him blossom somewhere else? No, kid, you got to go out. We love that you want to be here, but you got to go out on loan.
That's the one thing that kind of drove me nuts in the January window was that he didn't go out on loan. It's like, dude, you got to read the room. Go ahead, Stan. What were you going to say?
I just think that when you score the age he is now, he may have missed his loan window. That's the sort of age he is now. He should be kind of coming into the squad maybe a little bit more. But my honest opinion of Reese Nelson is that me personally, I've never seen enough of him on a consistent basis.
Yeah,
to really turn around and say, yeah, we want to keep this guy, or no, he's not good enough to play for Arsenal. There's been times when I've seen him play when he's not so much this season, but maybe last season, where I saw him get chances and I thought, this is a rare chance for you, kid. You got to do something. And he's gone out there and done literally fuck all, in my opinion. He's not looked like he's had it. But I think back to the last couple of appearances that I can vaguely remember him, the last ones, and I think he got a goal. And then another game, he almost got one, played well. So I've seen glimpses of him where I thought, there could be something there. But there's times when I've seen him and I thought, a Wobie in disguise, if you know what I mean, the end product part of it. But I just haven't seen enough of him. I don't watch, youth football, under 23s. I know Ryan watches a lot of it. It's a bit of a different game anyway, I'd imagine, But yeah. I just have not seen enough of the kid to give you an honest opinion.
Okay. Here's the deal, okay? Enough people have spoken about him that I respect and his talents that I'm willing, even though I'm like Stan and have not seen it, that, I think the kid has got something based on the backing that he has from people. Mike Hertz. Hello, Mike. Mike is awesome. Just put in the comments that he's 20, that he's 21. Okay.
Yeah, Glenn, where the fuck have you been? I said that like 20 minutes ago.
I said,
Glenn.
I said,
welcome to the team, Glenn. Welcome to the team.
Get him, Glenn. Get him.
He's counting to 10. Anger management.
I am doing it. You saw I was counting and breathing through my nose. That's awesome, Ryan.
Glenn, when you count, do you do the Mississippis in between?
No, I have this thing. When I get angry, I breathe through the nose, out through the mouth, and I count. And I can't believe Ryan caught on to that.
Stan, the steel chair is coming, by the way.
Listen, fuckers. He's 21 years old, okay? He's 21 years old. That's an age where you make bad decisions. When I was 21, I got a fucking perm. I look like the lead singer of Air Supply, okay? So I don't fucking want to hear that he's making the right decision, okay? All right? I don't want to hear it. And for those too young to know what the hell an Air Supply is, I'm going to pull up.
Glenn, wait.
You just took me back, Glenn. When I was 21, I had the old Soul Glow haircut, like Daryl coming to America. With the
you were looking for Sinbad. Woo, boy, Glenn, I just want to say one thing to you.
What?
I'm all out of love. I'm so lost without you.
Thanks for putting that earworm in my head. Thank you very much. All these pictures of him, he's 1,000 years old. You know what a perm is. Just
I can
picture
just
me-
imagine Glenn looking like Kevin Keegan.
Ryan's over here like, these fuckers are so
What the
old.
fuck is that?
I don't know what the fuck.
All right, I'm gonna pull it up just for you, Ryan. But seriously, you know, you make bad decisions. Here we go. Here's a picture. All right.
Is it you? Oh, please.
What? No, this is. Let me see if I can get it into my camera here. I can't see. I can't do
To your
this
left,
shit.
to your left, to your left. Now twist
That's two women. That's two
It
women.
doesn't. Ryan, swear to God, they looked like two women.
It looks like, you know, that guy does the paintings, Bob Ross.
Yeah.
So Ryan, so it was a duo, much like Hall & Oates in like the early to mid '80s.
Those look like no.
That was my hair at 21.
Ryan,
That was my
Ryan.
hair at 21 years old.
You know, like Noel Edmonds. That's for the English guys out there. TV presenter, Noel Edmonds. But continue.
So
Ryan,
my
I'm
point
telling
is
you.
you make terrible decisions. Reese Nelson needs to go out on loan.
Yeah, did he stick around because it was I want to fight for my place? I think I'm good enough to be in this squad kind of thing. Because I would like. I will take Reese Nelson. Like, I'd love to see Reese Nelson get a run of games.
I mean, Williams getting a run again. So,
And who's gonna sit?
But see, my whole thing is this, and this is why I believe what I was saying earlier, and the fact that he rejected I could have sworn it was Valencia. I could be wrong, but he rejected the loan offer because of the league he was going to. And great, hilarious. Oh my god, yeah, I think he rejected it because of the league he was going to. I don't think the league suits him at all. I think he needs to play. He needs to play the Bundesliga. And same with Serie A. Serie A doesn't suit him at all. He'll get clattered in Serie A. He needs to be in the Premier League. I'll even take a really good championship team. I don't want that. I really want to be in the Premier League, but he needs to go out on loan. So if he's not going to play here, then send him to the championship. But he needs to play in English football. And I'll even take Bundesliga because he did so well for Hoffenheim. But you got to keep him in. Oh my God, you got to keep him in the Premier League if you're me. But and I think so. People go like, oh, they're making difficult decisions, terrible decisions. I don't think it's a difficult decision. I mean a bad decision. Going to La Liga where it's not going to suit him, he's going to play even worse, and they're also going to be like, well, now we can't get anything for you, and you're not even good enough. Like, so to me, you want the perfect situation. And it sucks because I think he deserves more. And I think we need to do a good job.
I actually love that idea.
Brilliant.
The New York Rangers?
Something like that would be perfect.
Yeah. Fucking
Then again, though, do you remember we had that kid? I think he was American, Gideon Zalalem.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be like. It was supposed to be like the second coming, and then he went up to Rangers, and that was the end of him, wasn't it? He just never. That was it. Just disappeared.
He's actually an invincible for a Greek team. They went undefeated. I'm gonna butcher this.
He's an invincible. Fair play. It's in his DNA. Then
PAOK.
Oh, PAOK. Yeah. Whatever they are. Yeah.
They went undefeated, and he was on the team. So that's
okay.
But yeah, no, I just think it's a difficult situation because I've talked about this with my friends who have sorry, I'm going to bring up American football. I apologize, but I'm so against players picking teams, and that's why a big reason why I despise Eli Manning. But and I think with Reese, it's a little different because you want the best growth. You want to get the most out of your loans. And to me, like I said, going to an Italian or a Spanish league is not good for him. It's not going to help it may help his value. I think a team might want him because of just his natural skills, but I think he wants to make it at Arsenal. So to me, you have to get the best out of him. And I think the best out of him, is in the Premier League. So I don't blame him, and I don't think it's a bad move on his part. But again, this summer, it's going to be a real test. I think there's a lot of players. We talked about this in January when we got rid of the Mustafis, the Kolasinacs, which he's actually coming back because he went on loan. But you got to make the right decisions. And I think that we sold a lot of dead wood, and we were happy with the January transfer window. I think it's going to be the same thing in the summer. I think we're going to have a lot of players, some people might even be upset about some of the players that are probably going to be leaving the club. Some people might be like, oh, this player can help us out. So it's going to be a real trying time. It's going to be difficult, I think, for a lot of players all around, whether it be loans or permanent deals.
So let me take this conversation. Glenn, did you want to add anything to that?
No. I just want to say I agreed with Ryan.
Let me sort of take what Ryan just said, but I'm going to sort of turn it and direct us into a different direction here. But so a lot of players that still sort of need to be sold, right?
Yeah.
So does thinning out the squad and not playing European football next season, is that the right direction to go and say, okay, you know what? Okay, let me ask one question before we head down that road, because this is just kind of where my head is at. One word answer, please. Yes or no. Do you think we have a legitimate chance to win the Europa League? Ryan, yes or no?
Yes.
Stan, yes or no?
Yes.
What? Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask. So that being said, is it better to thin out the squad, get the, I don't even want to call it necessarily dead wood, but perhaps younger players that have some sell-on value, get them out of the club, thin the squad out, miss out on European football so we don't necessarily need a big squad, start heading down that road, and then start rebuilding the squad, say, not necessarily next January, but sort of, you guys know what I mean, sort of look at it. Okay, can we bring in 2 players in January of 2022, and then in the summer of 2022 really go heavy on purchases in the transfer market?
I don't know if the rebuild is the same word they use in the UK, but Arsenal is not a rebuild team. No, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see giving up, throwing a bunch of young guys out there and saying, go ahead, make your mistakes. We don't have European football. F it. No way. Absolutely not. And I think that the Arsenal owners, to try and shut up everybody, are going to spend money this summer. So no rebuild in the vocabulary of Arsenal Football Club.
I agree, Glenn. And you gotta figure too, it's tough because we could say no we want, but at the end of the day, we are the top Premier League club. You
butchered something.
We have the most minutes to under 23 players in the entire Premier League by a long shot. We are in first place. We give the most minutes to our young guys. Yeah, it's by a lot. So it's,
wait. When you say to our young players, is it just like 2 players under a certain age, or is it 2
under a certain age?
Okay, all right.
Pretty sure.
I mean, because Pepe's not. He's what, 23?
He's 24.
Pepe's a senior player now.
Yeah.
But my point being, is it to our young players,
Academy?
Or is it to the young? Yes. Versus just players under a certain age that
I gotta find the it's like a whole like graph. I'm pretty sure it's just young players. I think but even still, we're probably in first in the academy too. So we got some young guys. For instance, today we had a 14-year-old score for us in the U18s, Ethan Nwani.
How old?
He's 14, and
he was leading the 18s.
Yeah, he scored. He scored.
Wait,
so I mean,
wait. He should start Thursday.
And again, I'm not saying for that. And
not you saying no. I'm not saying you're saying that.
But and there's a guy also too. I watched a little bit of the game, but there's this guy Ben. He scored 2 goals for us. It's all U18s, U23. It's just a different game. But I want to buy players. I'm not saying we just got to go through the no. But I don't really. It's tough because thinning the squad is going to help. Getting money, and I think it would baffle me, and I don't want to go back to Ceballos, but we are, because he's out of the picture. He can't play Thursday. He pretty much gave the double birds to us last Thursday and
let me clarify what you just said, just in case anybody questions. He can't play Thursday, as in he's not allowed. Not he can't play Thursday, as in we don't want him to. He's not allowed to play Thursday.
Well, I don't want him to play Thursday either.
6-1, half dozen of another at this point.
But yeah, so to me, it's like, okay, well, I was thinking wrong when I first saw the 11. I was like, oh yeah, Ceballos can't play Thursday, so yeah, he's got to give him these minutes. No, and then Stan perfectly said it. He's taking minutes from other players. To me, you have to show Aziz the way. So Aziz has to play, and I'm like, yeah, like Ceballos is not the answer here. We shouldn't be playing Ceballos here. So yeah, it's really interesting why Aziz can make it to a Europa League bench, but he can't. 25. He was 24 probably a year ago. But yeah, to me, Aziz has to
minus
get
1 would be 24.
Lone
nice
Star.
math.
Lone
You
Star
said you're not good at math.
I was joking. I'm actually pretty good at math, but I just
Sorry.
Lone Star earlier put down a comment. I love our young players. I love our young players too, but I don't want them playing too many minutes.
Hashtag chubby for the kids
next season with their on the job training. I don't want that. I want them to spend money this summer, and I want to be top 4 contenders next season. We got bigger questions to answer. Is it like look at Willock? Look at Willock. All right, when he was here, he was inconsistent. Okay, showed signs of brilliance, but he was inconsistent. Right, goes to Newcastle, he's finding himself. I wouldn't mind him being there for another year on loan if that's what it takes. But we need to get some veteran presence in there. I think Santi Cazorla said this in an article yesterday or today that we need that midfielder that's going to be physical. And I don't disagree with that. What's going to happen to David Luiz next year? All right, I don't want him back. I know a lot of Arsenal fans have changed their mind on him, but I don't want him back. We got to answer questions like that.
Apparently, he's talking with the MLS. He's trying
Good.
to get the MLS.
He'll be a superstar there.
Does he need a lift to the airport?
I think Ryan, I think you and I are in agreement on David Luiz here.
What?
I'd keep him.
I don't know. I don't know.
Let me give it the caveat of this. If you don't keep him, you're relying on. I think Gabriel Mega Legs starts. I think he's your
Mega Legs. Is that what you just called him?
Somebody. There's a Twitter account.
It's Mega Legs.
No. There's a Twitter account. It's Gabriel Mega Legs. Yeah. And I thought it was clever, so I call him Mega Legs now. But I think he's the starting left-sided center half going into next season. Question is, who's your right-sided center half? Is it Pablo Marie, which we've clearly seen this year that Mikel Arteta.
Hold on. You mean left-sided, right?
I said Gabriel Magalhaes is the left-sided center half. So the right-sided center half is either Pablo Marie, which Arteta has shown he does not want to play 2 left-footed center halves.
To be fair, Man City played 2 left center backs. I think over the weekend.
Man City played that striker as well. So
but Stan, based on that, fuck it. We might play a center half. Tony Turner might get a run at center half, right-sided center half next year. Sorry, Tony, if you're out there, love you, man. I'm sorry, dude. You crack jokes, so we're gonna crack jokes. I'm gonna crack jokes anyway.
Big Bill Saliba.
He's right. He's a right center back, right? Saliba.
Well, right-footed. So it's either Pablo Marie, who's left-footed.
It's not going to be Pablo Marie, but yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the candidates in-house. Rob Holding, Pablo Marie, Callum Chambers. Am I missing anyone?
Dino Mapravanos.
Nope. Here that are here right now that are not out on loan. Okay. That are here right now. So it's either Marie, Holding, or Chambers. Now we talk about the ones that are out on loan: Mavropanos or Saliba, Ballard, McGuinness. We don't know anything about those two.
No.
Ballard is where
he's getting Blackpool promote. Yeah,
Blackpool.
They have to get 1 point in 2 games, and they qualify for the playoffs to get promoted. So it's pretty cool.
So
last I saw,
we're going to buy someone.
So the question is, you
makes no sense.
You're content with the options that we have in house, including the players that are out on loan. I'll say that to fill in for David Luiz, or you've got to replace him. You've got to go into the transfer market and replace him. And you can't if you're going to do that, in my opinion, if you're going to go into the transfer market to replace David Luiz, you got to go big. And the guy that I wanted is off the market because he went to Liverpool. Yeah, so now where do you go?
You can't. I know David Luiz does have certain qualities, and you saw it in a Newcastle game. His range of passing is very rare in a centre back, but you have to know. I don't matter. It doesn't care what team it is. If you're a team coach or the head guy, it might even be a Formula One team. You've got to know when, even if you've got that star guy, you've got to know when it's time to let them go.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
got to be ruthless. Got to be ruthless.
You know, Sergio Aguero's not staying at Man City next season, and look at the goal that he scored at the weekend. But it's time. It's time to rip up the script there and come out with a new song, and it's time to do that. David Luiz is 34 now.
Yeah,
exactly. He's 34 now.
I'm not saying I want David Luiz to be here.
If he's not 34 now, he's 34 like in a month or so, right? Yeah. So in a year's time, he'll be 35, coming on 36. If Arsenal want to get to really where they want to be, you can't be relying on a 34-year-old centre back.
Not as the starter. I will say that, not as the starter.
Yeah, if you're telling me that David Luiz is going to be our 5th string centre back, right? And he's going to take a significant pay cut because he's going to be around the club and help people, then I would get that. But I just don't see that happening. He wants a big wage. He wants an A player wage. He doesn't want a 2nd stringer wage, right? You know,
well, if he wants that, then we can't.
I just think that he's the sort of player that he's probably got one transfer left in him. I'm sure that isn't there a club that he really wants to play for before he retires, either in Portugal or in Brazil or somewhere like that. There's going to be hardly any fucking resale value for him anyway. It's time. I think it's time for us to if you're talking about a rebuild, then you need to get rid of this aging defender.
See, you know? Let me jump in real quick with Sam's comment here. Definitely need to get rid of the old crap. Now, I'm going to say this, and I said this a couple of weeks ago. The problem with this football club is, do we want to throw money at the problem, or do we want to suffer for a year, hope the youth can pull us through into a Europa League spot, and build from there? And they've got one foot in one direction and one foot in the other, and they can't make up their mind which way they want to go. Here's the other problem. Just when they think they're going to make up their mind in which direction they want to go, they get cold feet, no pun intended. And then it's all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, wait, I want to go this. So what ends up happening is they're not even 50-50. It's not even, okay, we're going to 50% spend money, 50% rely on youth. It's 25-25 because the other 50% that they miss, they lose because they can't make up their mind what they want to do. So, Glenn, you said you don't buy the rebuild. You don't want to deal with the rebuild. It's balls to the wall every season. We're at a point right now where, and I'll be honest with you, and this isn't necessarily a disagreement per se. It's time to throw the youth into the mix and say, okay, guys, you're the ones that are going to take. So here's my point. And I'm going to kind of cover a broad range of topics here when I say this. If Mikel Arteta is going to be the coach / manager of this club, then it's youth. It's not throwing money at the problem isn't going to help him. It's just not. And look, I'm going to say this. You've seen it with You've seen it with Thomas Partey. 50 million, and this dude is bordering on being a bust. He's bordering on being a bust. And I understand it's give me all the excuses and all the platitudes.
Wait, who's
Thomas Partey.
Oh, okay.
One of you guys said earlier about buying a tough midfielder, and I was going to butt in and say I thought we were supposed to have really done that with the 50 million that we spent on Thomas Partey.
Right. So what you have is this. You have a coach in Mikel Arteta who does wonders with youth. So either take that route 100% and understand this. You keep Arteta around. If you're Arteta in and you keep him around, you have to accept the fact that you're going to have a year like we're probably going to have next year. No European football for the first time in a quarter of a century.
I don't believe that Mikel Arteta is the kind of guy.
It has got. I don't know that it'll get worse than this year. But then again, this has been his first full year in charge. If you're going to keep Arteta around, if you're Arteta in, it's going to get worse before it gets better. It has to, because that's the kind of coach he is.
Okay.
The club, let me finish, Glenn. The club have to make the decision to buy all in on one of two things. Again, it's either youth revolution or we're going to spend our way out of the hole. If you're going to spend your way out of the hole, Arteta is not the guy to lead you forward. He's just because you're going to bring in players that have already cut their teeth, they've already cemented their style, and you bring them into this system, into what Arteta wants to do, they're not going to fit it. They're just not going to fit it. That's why you go with the youth, to let Arteta coach them into being the players that he wants them to be for his system. So it's either you're Arteta in, you suffer through a year or two with the youth where we finish mid-table, or you're Arteta out and you just want to throw money at the problem. But I don't think there's any wiggle room on either. I think it's one direction or the other. I just don't see throwing money at one or two players to fit Arteta's system is going to work. That's just me. Glenn, it's up to you. Go ahead.
No, I just wanted to say, I look at this more through a microscope of, okay, last time I looked, Arsenal was in the top 5 in defense. Okay. How much did David Luiz contribute to that? I don't think losing him is going to affect whether you're Arteta in or out, the defense is slightly improved. I'm not worried about the defense. I'm worried about the midfield. And David Luiz, to me, everything Stan said. I don't want to repeat. I agree with everything Stan said about him.
What did Stan say? Okay.
Don't be a dick.
Glenn, I apologize. I had a Ryan moment there.
I called Ryan a dick because he said, "What did Stan say?" Go ahead.
I've seen no evidence to what you just said there in your statement, the bearded one, because I don't think that Mikel Arteta is the kind of coach that really does go down and look at the youth. He wanted to send ESR out on loan. That was a happy accident, right? I believe that Mikel Arteta wants to spend money on players that kind of are almost semi-established. Willian, David Luiz, both of them, no matter what anyone tell you, they were both, as far as I understand it, Arteta was integral to bringing them in.
Luiz came in before Arteta got here. Luiz got here under
extending the contract then.
Yeah.
For another year. Do you know what I mean? I'm not sure that Mikel Arteta, if Mikel Arteta was going to really go all out with our youth, then Martinelli would have played a little bit more of a part in the past month or so. Even though Mikel Arteta turned around and said, "I love him," in his interview. "I love him more than you." I'm not so sure. And I just want to say as well, we've got Tony in the chat, and he says he's got a bad infection in his arm. So he's trying to avoid a hook to go with his peg. All I want to say is, Tony, at this rate, we will be buying you a parrot.
Tony, just go full pirate at this point.
Real quick, BG, I slightly disagree with you and Arteta being exceptional with the youngsters, because for me, I still don't understand Arteta and the way he selects starting 11. Like, someone gets into form, like a Pepe, for example, and then he sits the next game. Yeah. So I don't buy that he's fantastic with the young players.
Here's why. Because he doesn't trust himself. And I've been saying this since last season. He does not trust his own head man. You want to call him the head coach, you want to call him the manager, whatever it is you want to call him. He's the head honcho. He does. What's that, Stan?
You mean he doesn't trust his assistant, Steve Round, and all that?
No, he doesn't trust himself.
Oh, sorry.
He does not trust in himself to make the right calls, to just take the youth and say, "Okay, guys, let's go. This is what we're doing." He brings in guys like gives David Luiz a contract extension. He wants to bring in Willian, who, now that I think I understand what it is Arteta wants to do, in a year ago, a season ago, Willian fit that profile. Willian fit the profile of exactly what Mikel Arteta wanted in this system. No one saw the drop that was coming with Willian switching clubs. All right. But what Arteta does not trust himself to coach the youth and just say, "Okay, guys, here's what we're doing. Now go do it." So he relies on veteran players who don't really fit his system that he tries to shoehorn into positions that don't really suit their attributes. You know, if we're playing FIFA 21, I put a guy in, and now all of a sudden I get that red exclamation point because I'm playing him out of position. But that's exactly what Arteta, or the yellow exclamation point, which is like, okay, he's close, but this is exactly what he's supposed to do. That's what Arteta is doing because he doesn't trust himself fully. So he's like, okay, so I need a couple of veteran guys out there to kind of lead the way. They're not leading the way playing style-wise that Arteta wants to play.
I have to agree with Maxwell, right? He says if Arteta was fantastic with the youngsters, Saliba would have been here.
No,
right?
here
I
again. Okay,
listen. I just want to come off the back of what Maxwell's saying in his eye. If we're still going to be messing around with David Luiz next season instead of Saliba, who we shelled out almost 30 million on, then we're in big trouble because we spent that money at a time when we were fucking walking around with the begging cap, allegedly. You don't spend that amount of money on a player of his age and then just boot him off for 2 seasons. He's not been on loan for 1 season. It's been 2 seasons. And reports are as well that he's doing very well.
Caveat to the first season, that was put in by Saint Etienne that the only way they would sell him is if they took him back on loan from the club immediately.
But we seemed that for that second season, it looked like we couldn't wait to get him out on loan quick enough.
Yeah. No, the second season, But to answer Max's question, here's the other thing with Saliba, and Ryan and you and I have kind of talked about this. I don't know that Saliba, at least early on, I don't know that Saliba fit what Arteta was trying to do. I don't know that
played at the defense.
Fits the mental profile, and this may sound silly, and maybe I'm nitpicking, but fit the mental profile that a player that Arteta is looking for.
But then he should be shaping him, right? This is a young man. We heard so much about one of the big things about his rep when he came to us was about how much he did for players at Man City in shaping them and grooming them. And I have to say, I've seen that evidence of it. Guendouzi, he bins him off. And I honestly believe that someone like Reece Nelson, when it was put to him about, I reckon that Mikel Arteta sat down with him and said, right, we've got this team standing by. They want to take you on loan for the season. I think it's a good idea because you're not going to get much minutes here this season. Reece Nelson turned around and said, no, I want to stay and fight. And I reckon Mikel Arteta was looking at him and inside he was thinking, all right, but you're still not fucking playing because he's already made his mind up. Do you know what I mean? He's already made his mind up. So by letting him play, he's going to be, wilting a little bit. He comes across very stubborn like that to me.
Yeah. That's it exactly. Last week on the show, we talked about how stubborn Arteta is, and you did a brilliant tweet, BG, about Arteta being stubborn, and that is his big Achilles heel.
Let me to reference that tweet. What I said was the one thing I've heard all year long is he's out of his depth. He doesn't know what he's doing. He knows what he's doing, and he's not out of his depth. He's stubborn. He knows how to coach the game. Okay, he's been a coach. He's been a coach for a while. He knows how to coach the game. Manage. Okay, this is his first management job. I get it, but he's stubborn. His biggest problem is his stubbornness. His biggest that's it. End of. So he's not out of his depth. It's not like they hired me to coach. I'm out of my depth.
Sometimes it feels like it.
Wait a minute now. I don't want to be too hasty here. All right. Maybe I'm not out of my depth. I'm crazy, but I'm crazy like a fox. I'm crazy like a fox.
Hector Bellerin
what world, right? Seriously, right? In what world?
What position has Hector Bellerin played most of the year? Look at his heat map. Where's he been? He may as well be a winger. Forget midfield.
In what world do you seriously think to yourself, okay, for this next game, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to play Emil Smith-Rowe as a false nine. When you've got all these other people that play a striker's position. I mean, if you're someone like Balogun, I personally, and this is just my personality, I probably would have been thinking to myself, why in the fuck did I sign this contract? Sorry, it's a dead rubber game. It's neither here nor there. You know, I want to show everybody why I signed. You're going to play this guy out of position. Am I that bad that you've got to play people out of position into the spot where I can slot in? That's what I'll be thinking. Am I that fucking bad that you're going to play him there when I'm right here, able-bodied, fit, raring to hello? I just don't get that. I mean, that's that. We've said this phrase about Mikel Arteta a few times, and I think I coined it. The guy is too cool for school sometimes, and I don't know. I don't know whose farts he's been smelling and fucking Kool-Aid, but it seems that the coaches all around him, his assistants, and the other people that are around. I think that guy Albert. It seems to me that they're all a bunch of fucking yes men. You know. That no one's going to say, you know, I said it before, you know, when you see celebrities out on the red carpet and they're wearing these fucking stupid outfits, and you think that's because no one's got the balls to say to them, are you really going to leave the house like that tonight? You look like a fucking idiot.
You know what it is, Dan?
There's no one at Arsenal being a sounding board. It sounds like he comes up with an idea. It's like, you know what? I'm going to play Emil Smith right at a false nine. And everyone goes, fuck me. You know, mate. You're a fucking natural. You really are. You are. No, that's why you're the manager. It's bullshit. I mean, there has to be. You have to have. Even in the army, right? You know, generals have their. You know, you have your lieutenants next to your sergeants next to the officers, giving you a little bit of advice, pulling you a little bit back in. There doesn't seem to be any of that, and it's even more surprising because he's a novice manager.
Well, the question is, where's your dad? Where's your dad? That's the question. Like the dad is always the guy that's going to pull you aside and be like, hey, like you said, like these idiots at the Academy Awards or whatever that walk out of the house thinking, I look fucking great. Where's your dad? Because your dad will be the one that goes, you look like a fucking train wreck. You look like an idiot. And then smack you so that goofy hat falls off your head. Or in the case of Mikel Arteta, smacks you so that all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute. Yeah. What was I? Dad, you're so right. What was I thinking with Emil Smith-Rowe?
A contract extension.
That doesn't make any sense. That's.
Can I ask one of your yes or no questions?
3 years to Willian. What am I thinking? Jesus, I needed that slap. That slap.
Glenn, ask a yes or no question, and Ryan's going to go first.
This is if Arteta makes it to the Europa League final but loses, do you think that Arsenal will sack him? Meaning, do you think that we'll have him as manager at the beginning of next season? That's a better way to phrase it. Does anybody here think that Arteta will not be manager of Arsenal at the beginning of next season? I think no matter what he does, he's not getting sacked.
Ryan?
Yes or no?
Well, no.
Stan?
He'll be here next season.
No, they won't get anybody else in for the kind of money that they're paying him.
Yeah, and BG, do you think he'll be?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he'll be here next year. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me throw a kind of a decent little segue here, something that's been on my mind for a couple of days. We win on Thursday. We go through, to put it in perspective, our second European final in 3 seasons. Now, I want to put this in perspective for, and everybody's going to lambaste me for this, that there's the qualification for it. But yeah, the American sports say, look, you make it to a final, be it the Super Bowl, the World Series, the Stanley Cup, whatever it might be. You make it to a final, the Europa League final, the Champions League final. You make it to a final, the FA Cup final, the Carabao Cup final, the FA Cup final, but you make it to a final 2 out of 3 years. That's not bad.
It's all perspective. That's perspective,
the caveat is because it's a separate competition. Because in the league, we fucking stink.
Okay, listen, I can respect that because only 2 clubs a year win a European trophy. But when you're at this stage in the Europa League, to me, it's the Champions League playoffs. You know, it's a playoffs.
It is. You said that a couple of weeks ago. That's brilliant.
It doesn't mean anything to me. I have not. I don't want to say lowered the standards, but it takes more for me to be happy as an Arsenal supporter than what you suggested there. 2 out of the last 3 years, Europa League final. That's just me. This is like asking people, everybody's different.
I just want I'm simply putting the words out there, I guess, that it's 2 Europa League finals in 3 years. I'm simply putting the words out there. I want your opinions on just the thought of that.
Okay. Stan, Ryan?
The Champions League for me is all about the trophy.
Mm-hmm.
When you win the Champions League, that's the honour of lifting up old big ears, right? But the Europa League, I think, is more than just winning a trophy. Like you say, it's your buy into the biggest competition in Europe. And with that comes funds, prestige. It means that when you go into the summer transfer window, you can maybe entice player A instead of maybe having to look down the list and only get player C that's on your list. It opens up such a bigger world to you. I definitely think that if we make it to the final, if we can get through this next leg and we make it to the final, I definitely think that we've got the wherewithal to win it. It doesn't mean that we will because we're so inconsistent, but we've seen Mikel Arteta have good games against some of the bigger teams when it's mattered. He's won an FA Cup. I think it's definitely possible, but we will never know until we get to that final and watch us play for at least 10 minutes, and then we'll have an idea how it's going to turn out. Because that's what it's like watching Arteta. You can't forward plan with this guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's literally game by game, line up by line up, first 10 minutes by first 10 minutes, watching Arsenal play. I'm not a betting man, but right now, if I was, I wouldn't be betting on Arsenal because it's such a gamble.
Yeah,
it really is such a gamble. I mean, but so for me, this European Cup's a must-win.
Yeah, I'm scared. You and Ryan are both making me look like a bobblehead doll going like this every time you talk. I couldn't agree with that more. And like BG, I got to take a wicked piss. I'll be right back, but I'll be able to hear you. Okay?
Ryan, it's just me and V.
I'll be right back. Look how old I am.
Remember when they started this channel? Remember when we started this channel, Ryan? One of the rules was that me and you were not allowed to be on our own. And now it's finally happening.
All right,
Remember that? They said that's the one rule, and here we are. But but seriously though, what do you reckon about this about the Europa League, about where it stands with you? Like Tanner said, right? We've got to that final a couple of times and we've blown it. Aren't we due to be the bride now instead of the fucking bridesmaid for once?
It's funny because I've had such low expectations for us. I mean, I don't think the Europa League is that to win it. I think is a big deal. I'm trying to put some into perspective. Glenn, are you peeing or what are you doing? Glenn, he's holding it in. He's got it.
Look how old I am. Look how old I am. I have a bladder the size of a walnut, but I'm staying here until BG comes back.
And tagging in.
And no wonder you're so positive, Ryan, because you set your expectations low. I wish I could be like that.
I mean, Glenn, I don't know how much you listened to us in the beginning of this show, the inception of St. Louis USA. But I've always said, we're not a good team. I don't think we have the balance, whether it be attacking, defensively, youth, experience. I don't think we have it. And I don't think it's really fair to blame Arteta for that because I think our experienced players that he tried to lean on, because I think Arteta, sides with you, Glenn, I don't think Arteta wanted to take a year off, play the youth, build it up, do what he wants to do. I think he was like, well, this is our football club. It's my first big job. I need to make an impact. I need to keep the status quo. I got to at least get us somewhere in the Champions League. If I'm in Europa, we got to at least win the thing or at least get into the final. And I think the experienced players let us down big time. And they let him down. And now he looks like an idiot because now he's scrambling because you can't be playing the likes of Aziz, in this kind of game, talking about Thursday, of course. But we've had issues. We've had the Williams and all that, and he hasn't really tried to correct it. Because to me, Reece Nelson plays over Willian all day long. It's
Back
not
to Reece Nelson again, man.
Yeah,
I like what you did there.
But it's just tough because I feel like as a fan base, I mean, we all, even the four of us, I think we all kind of have different expectations based on who we have on our roster. But I think it's just something that you have to take game by game, because I know Glenn, and I would like to say you too, Stan. You don't want to go through this like rebuild, but I don't know if actually Tanner tweeted it or someone else tweeted it, but it's going to get worse before it gets better, and that's just how rebuilds are. And I think we, in the fact that we've played the under 23 so much more than any other team in the Premier League, we're starting to play. Yeah, go Pete Glenn. Yeah, I know you can hold it. He probably dribbled that a little bit. Yeah,
the first time.
God damn it! God damn it! But yeah, no, I mean, we have to get past Villarreal. And I mean, let's not forget we've always played Man U really well, and I want to jump ahead, but I'm going to anyway. But Man U are the second best team in the Premier League, and the Premier League, they're one of the better teams. They're and I hate saying this because I hate Man U more than most people. So I think it's just it's tough because you got to just, I guess, ride the wave, because with our experience not doing us any favors, and I think, which I'll give Rohan a little credit. I think Aubameyang played pretty well. I think he looked a little sharper.
Yeah.
I think this is his game. This is I think Aubameyang obviously has to start here. But I just want to see a balanced squad, and I want Arteta to get that balance. And it's tough because I know I haven't talked for 20 minutes, so now I'm going to talk for 25 minutes. But when Tanner was talking about, kind of talking about Arteta and how he's better with the youths and like not experienced, I kind of agreed with him. But then when you guys start talking, I kind of agree with you guys. And it's tough because someone like a Saliba, I think, is a big red flag. Because I agree with Tanner. I think the best way for I'll put it this way. I won't even say he's good with the youths. The best way for Arteta to succeed at Arsenal Football Club is with Emile Smith-Rowe, Saka. I'll even say Pepe. It's with our younger guys. Now, will he be there long enough? I don't know. And I think Saliba's a big red flag, because Saliba is someone that highly regarded. He's played pretty well for us. And I know I'm kind of going back to what you guys are talking about because I didn't really talk, whatever. But to me, the David Luiz thing is a big thing. And to me, it's interesting because to me, I want to bring Saliba in. I want to see what he's about. I want to see what he could do in the Premier League. And I want him to take David Luiz's spot. But in the same respect, I kind of want exactly. Thank you. But the thing is, I kind of want to see Luiz mentor him a little bit because he's been so good with our young kids. But that's not saying I would resign him just to mentor Saliba. I don't want that. I bring him on as a mentor. Pay him some, give him season tickets and a couple bucks, But it's just I think it's a tough situation all around, and people forget this is COVID. Arteta came in under weird circumstance. Well, I guess he came in under normal circumstances, but once he got the job, just simply chaos ensued. He got COVID. He had to deal with COVID. He never really had I want to give him a full normal season. Will he ever get that? Probably not, because I think this COVID thing is probably going to last a little longer than normal. But I don't know. It's so tough because I still trust Arteta. I think he could get their job done. He just needs time. But the thing is, with Arsenal Football Club, we don't have it. We do not have time. And I agree with Glenn, and I agree with you, Stan. We don't have it, and I don't want to go through this again. I don't want to be 10th next year and be like, oh, well, we're betting Aziz in, and we're betting in Saliba. No, I don't.
So,
can I ask Ryan a question real quick? Ryan, do you believe this statement or not? Arteta has cost us points this season. I think this squad is good enough to be competing for top 6 easily. I don't think it's a great squad, but I think it's good enough to compete for top 6. And I think Arteta has lost us points. Do you agree or disagree with that statement? And if you disagree, do you think Arteta is going to iron out all these mistakes next season?
Wow, that's a
good question.
I
actually
brilliant.
I actually agree. I think he's lost his points, but I think if you guys can think of one, let me know. Chat, if you can think of one. If you can think of any manager that's came into, I won't even say Arsenal, I won't even say this big of a situation. If you know a manager that's came into just a Serie A team, La Liga, Bundesliga team, if you've seen a new manager, their first club in a bigger league, if they haven't cost their team points, I would sure love to know. I mean, he's learning, and I get it. I don't want to be the guinea pig. None of you guys will ever want you. You don't want to be the guinea pig for this, but I think he means well. I shouldn't say. I think he's really putting a lot of tactics, a lot of training, and a lot of good things into our younger players that they can bring forward. But again, I don't want to go back to Saliba, but Saliba is like I feel like I can have a really good argument with someone who doesn't like Arteta, because I still believe in him and I think he can do us a good job. But the Saliba thing is, I'm baffled, because to me, this is where Saliba should have stayed, because you have Luiz. Luiz should be mentoring him. And I'm not saying Saliba should be starting for us week in, week out. No. Not even close. But I think what you do need is you need someone you need like a mentor. And let's face it, I think Luiz is a good mentor. Everyone says it. So yeah, he's a good mentor. So I think this would have been Saliba's chance to get more games in for us. And who knows? We could have struck gold. He's doing really good at Nice. But it's tough because I don't want to re-sign David Luiz just to mentor Saliba. That's not what I want. But I want Saliba in our lineup next season, because I think that's something we need. We need some youth in there. We need some guys that are gonna pick up what Arteta's putting down, like someone like a Martinelli. I think he's starting to get it, and I think he's gonna start playing more and more. Is he gonna play Thursday? Probably come off the bench, but that's fine, because he's the kind of player would be great off the bench. He's gonna.
But let's give him more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's fair. But he's that spark that we're gonna need. But I don't know. It's a tough situation.
Okay. Because
we have so many options and so many things that I want to see, but I'm also not the manager of Arsenal Football Club, so I can't really speak to that. But I do think that I do think yes. So I know I'm kind of like making this really longer than I want it to be, but I do think Arteta, not really, but I do think Arteta
first time he's ever made anything longer.
Don't worry, Ryan. Your self-editor is starting to work.
Yeah, so I'm going to end it right now and just saying. Oh, see, I almost forgot. No, okay. So I think no. So I think I remember. Stop! Don't laugh. I remember.
You're awesome. I love you.
So I think Arteta has cost us points, but I think our experience and players that should have held him up and be kind of like, hey, listen, it's your first gig. We get this. Like, we're going to do as best we can. I think they cost us even more points. And I think they let him down, which in turn spiraled into a domino effect and cost us points too. So it's tough. But obviously, player aside, his substitutions need to change. That's next season.
Has Glenn, do you want to re-ask the question of?
No, I know the question. It's ingrained.
Yeah, sorry.
And my answer is going to be a lot short and sweeter as well.
Good.
You guys are paying me by the minute, so I'm keeping it short and sweet.
No, Stan, by the word.
By the word. Has Mikel Arteta cost us points? He has cost us points, but at the end of the day, man ain't out there throwing the ball in the back of the net like two of our keepers, right? We've got two keepers that throws the ball in the back of the net. We have so many players that make individual errors. That's not down to Mikel Arteta. However, on the other side of that coin, when you want to start being like the wonder kid and too cool for school and playing people like Willian and ESR's your false nine, when you've got other strikers that are aching to get on and show everybody what they can do, you got to shoulder a portion of the blame. And I would say that it's a 50-50 thing. There's definitely been players have cost us, but there's also been times when the manager has also cost us in his setup and his team selection. So they all take the blame in losing us points.
Okay, I'd like to follow up a question with you, Stan.
Yeah.
If we got Ancelotti instead of Arteta, do you think we would be higher in the standings?
I think if we had David Moyes instead of Mikel Arteta, we'd be higher in the standings. To be fair, I honestly think that we can't. Whoever signed on to Mikel Arteta being our manager, I cannot complain where we are in the league because we know that he hadn't done this job before. It's not a big secret, you know. You don't turn up your first day when they launch one of these big fuck off ocean liners, right? Like the Q2 on its first day, and you turn up in the driver's bit, what they call it, the fucking port or wherever it is, and you're like, so welcome to your first day in the job. What ship was you on before this one? And you turn around and say a canoe. It's not, it's not going to bode a lot of confidence. But we all knew this. This is what the board signed up for. So going back to your question about will he be sacked if we learn the Europa League? I think that the board have no option to try and make this work. If they get rid of him before the start of next season, they will be, basically saying we made a huge fuck up here by appointing this guy. They're at a chance where they've got to see it through.
Yeah, look at the managers that Arsenal fans would have turned their noses up. And they turned out to be fantastic for their teams. Moyes, Brendan Rodgers. This is obviously not working for me. That's an opinion. That's an opinion.
Look at Jose Mourinho, right? A lot of fans wanted Jose Mourinho. Mikel Arteta gets paid $5 million. It's on slightly lower because he took a discount because of the COVID. Jose Mourinho was on 30 million, right? He walks away from Spurs after just over a year. He walks away with 16 million. He's got a job at Roma, and the job at Roma is going to pay him 5 million. But here's the kicker: there's some sort of agreement in contracts where Spurs have to pay the shortfall. So Spurs are still when they get whoever comes in, they're still weighing Jose Mourinho off. I think David Moyes was still getting paid a salary for Man United, maybe about 3.5, maybe 4 seasons after they let him go because of the package. You don't get a lump sum. You just continue to get paid each week, each month, what have you, like you're in the job, right? So Mikel Arteta, if they get rid of him, they're so tight. Even though he's only on 5 million, they don't want a guy to walk away and have to give him money. Who are they going to get in realistically, right? Who's going to be around about a comparatively similar salary? We'll probably end up with Scott Parker.
I'll give you a name. I'll give you a name that I think a lot of Arsenal fans, at least from what I've seen anyway, on Twitter. Not that I have the ear of a lot of Arsenal fans. No, he's not in the Premier League.
Whoever it is going to cost more than Arteta, though. And
he might cost a little bit more, but not much more. Steve, anybody care to take a guess?
No.
Steven Gerrard?
There it is. Yep. Yep. Steven Gerrard. Now, here's the problem with Gerrard.
He will come in as somebody that knows how to win a league.
Well,
maybe in a different country, but he knows how you get through a league, right?
Here's also the problem with Steven Gerrard. You know he won't be here for the long haul. Because the absolute minute that phone rings and it's John Henry on the other line when Jurgen Klopp leaves Liverpool, he gone. He ain't sticking around Arsenal.
We're in the market where we'll probably end up with the other manager that was in the big Scottish club. We'll probably end up with fucking Neil Lennon. That's where we are from Celtic. We're in that realm if we get rid of Arteta. That's where we are.
I think that's a good point, Tanner, because I mean, we really haven't talked about that. Maybe they thought about that when they hired Arteta. He's a manager that you want to bring him in. He ain't gonna leave. Who's gonna call him? Who's the only? Because everyone says he's an Everton legend. Sanchez, which I agree with. I think he's more of an Everton guy than an Arsenal guy. But
Barcelona.
He's not gonna leave Everton for us. I don't think he's gonna leave Barcelona for us either. I think I think that might have swayed there. I think that might have swayed their decision also.
You don't think if Barcelona got on the phone or got on the horn to Arteta next season, he wouldn't go?
Oh my God, he'd be an idiot not to.
But Ryan said no.
I think
he's got more affiliation to probably Barcelona than he has to us.
Where he has the most affiliation, as Fucking Celtic.
And I would say Celtic,
Celtic,
Everton.
yeah.
I've got Celtic and Everton.
I mean, Everton for sure in England.
Yeah, and Celtic though as well.
But to be fair,
Celtic
okay.
is the one club where if you've got to tie him to an affiliation of a club, it's probably Celtic.
But
He was at Everton for what, 7 years? Under Moyes, he was at Arsenal for.
I think the best of his career playing wise was probably at Everton.
He was definitely at his best at Everton. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
for sure.
Who gives a shit?
Yeah. And let me real quick. Let me answer Glenn's question with a quote from Bill Belichick.
I'm not that guy again.
You would think you live in New England, how you quote that guy all the time. Go ahead.
Players win games. Coaches lose them.
All right. You want to throw quotes around. A manager gets too much credit when the team's winning and too much blame when they're losing. You know, I'll go quote for no, I won't.
Who was that? Who said that? Was that you, Glenn, on Twitter 2 weeks ago?
I heard it. I don't know where I heard it.
Yeah, right on Twitter a couple weeks ago. Oh, yeah, that's great.
BG, you're such a polite host. You didn't get to answer my other question that I gave to the other guys. Do you think if we had like an Ancelotti, we would be higher in the standings?
I agree with Stan. I
didn't answer that question, to be fair.
Oh, all right. Well, what do you want?
Literally the way that Stan answered that question, I agree with the way, not only the sentiment behind it, but exactly the way Stan answered it.
Okay.
Stan, I'm going to take it one step further. I almost think we'd be higher in the table with Graham Potter as our fucking head coach.
No, stop it. No, we would not be.
Ryan.
We'd be higher up with Unai Emery.
Okay.
Let Ryan answer.
This season, we would be, yes. In the long haul, no, we would not be.
We'd be higher up with Unai Emery.
We'd be higher up with most managers this season, but I think again, this is our problem. We take the shortcut. All the managers take the shortcut.
Ryan, I need to interrupt real quick because I was way off the fucking mark with Mikel Arteta's Scotland career. He was at Rangers, not Celtic. Holy fuck!
You said Celtic.
Rangers.
You said Celtic. I was like, I don't remember being a Celtic.
My apologies. Apologies. Boyce 88 called me out on that. Sorry. Anyway, continue, Ryan. Sorry.
No,
some Scottish team.
It's so funny because
Doesn't matter.
It's so funny when people bring up Graham Potter, for example, in particular. If you look at the Brighton team, they're actually not terrible. They just have zero. Their strikers, Danny Welbeck, who I still love that guy.
They're two positions
well.
away from being a top 10 club.
But he's not playing well. They're not. But they're still bottom of the barrel. They're not doing anything. Again, I guess I think it comes down to just the way I feel, and I know Glenn. This is where we completely disagree. We have to suck. We have to. It has to get worse before it gets better. And I know no Arsenal fan ever wants to hear that. And we've been since Wenger left, we've been taking shortcuts every season. Take shortcuts. Or to be fair, time out. When we left Highbury, I say this a million times. When we left Highbury, that's when we just shortcut. And look where it got us. And now Arteta is undoing the million triple, quadruple knots that Emery did. Even Wenger put a couple knots in himself. And Arteta needs to untie this knot before he has to tie that shoelace back up. And these experienced players that he has are not helping. And I said this pretty much the entire Villarreal game I was watching when I was watching it. I don't know if we talked about that. Did we? I don't think so. We are not a good team. Like, we do not play as a team well together. I think we miss Lacazette dearly. I think Lacazette can be that glue. I think Lacazette helps us as a team. But watching us play last Thursday, we played terrible. We looked like we had never played together. Saka and ESR linked up a little bit. Chambers linked up with Saka a little, but not enough. Not enough, to really make any moves. But I really think that it's got to be one or the other. It's either kind of what Tanner said. It's either we throw money at the problem, which seems to work for fucking most teams. So I'm never going to say.
It's working for Man City.
I'm never going to say no to that, even though I don't necessarily agree with it. But it hasn't proved it wrong yet. I mean, you could say Chelsea, but Chelsea are starting to play better. They're one game away from being in a Champions League final. So
That's a good example, though, Ryan. It's like Chelsea; they'll be above average for a year, and then they'll bounce right back. This is just, I just feel like we just keep falling like in some nightmare, and there's no end, or running away from some monster, and the stairs turn into mud. These other teams, Liverpool was down for a couple of years, but now they're right at the top of
because they made good hires, they made good investments. We did not. We hired Unai Emery. You didn't know.
Are you that confident in Arteta that he can take that next step forward?
Not here.
Not with us.
Sorry.
No, it's tough because I do, but I think there's just so many knots. And to have a fucking new manager come in and undo all these knots, and really, because I talked about this earlier, and I said, it's about, having youth and experience and having that balance. Because as when you go through a rebuild, you have to have some kind of balance. You want to bet in the youth and bet in guys that are going to be good, know they're going to make an impact. But you want that experience. You do want to play Luiz. You do want to play Aubameyang. Willian. That's another story. But it's tough because he's gotten it wrong so many times. But again, like Stan said, Arteta is not throwing the ball in the back of the net. The players are not playing like a team. Could that be Arteta's fault? Yeah, maybe. You could blame him, but I think it comes down to at the end of the day, these players need to ship up or ship out. And yeah, thank you, Mike. This is my spirit animal coming to save the day for me.
Look, Arteta out was trending after that last Europa League game, and rightfully so. He bottled that. He was just awful. Everything he did was awful in that game.
Like the game last Thursday?
Yeah, against Villarreal, the last game. But coming this Thursday, yeah, we put a lot of blame on Arteta, and rightfully so. But this game on Thursday is like our biggest game. When are the Parteys and the Odegaards and the Pepes and the Aubameyangs going to step up and just win it? Show why we were so excited to get these players.
I'm not going to excuse Arteta for the Villarreal game because I completely agree with you. I think he fucked it up immensely. But to be fair, Odegaard was very out of form. And I think people, when you talk about a false nine works if, again, and I'm going to bring this up again, false nine works is if the pinwheel of death is spinning. Pinwheel of death was not spinning because you have players like Pepe, you have players like Saka that took the side, they took the width, they wanted width. Because to be fair, Villarreal's fullbacks are not good. So they took width and they let ESR kind of hung him out to dry. So he was all the way up, he was pressuring the goalie, and then there was times where he was next to Partey. So I was just like, what's going on? And nobody rotated in ESR's spot, which left the team out to dry multiple times. So
is that down to coaching, though, Ryan? Is that the players, or that down to the?
I think it's the players. You blame the players at that point because nobody was taking ESR's space when he was backing up. But again, I blame the players. But it's 100%. At the end of I guess not 100%, but at the end of the day, you have to blame Arteta for that, for making that decision. You have to be like, okay, well, Pepe likes playing wide, Saka likes playing wide, and to be fair, I think Saka would be a great 10 for us. If we don't get Odegaard next season, I would love to see Saka play through the middle. But for some reason, he likes to persist on that right, and Pepe persists on that left, and it really screwed us because I also don't think Odegaard can really play as a false nine either. I don't think Odegaard can kind of take the space in front and behind the defense. So you don't have I don't think we have the players to suit that false nine system, just because of the way they've been taught, and the way they play on the field. So yeah, I blame Arteta, but you gotta look around and blame certain players also in how a false nine is supposed to work on the field, because Arteta can't physically move the players and physically tell. I mean, he can tell them where to go, but if they don't go, nothing you can do about it.
You can't hit the R1 button, switch players, and get him to move where he wants to move. Anyway, let me make 2 points here real quick. Number one, social experiment. If you're Arteta in, hit the thumbs up button. If you're Arteta out, hit the thumbs down button. I want to see where we stand here. We have 80 people watching live right now. So I want everybody to vote. If you're and if you've already voted and you gave us a thumbs up, but you're Arteta out, you can switch it. Give me the thumbs down. But 80 people watching right now on 2 channels. I want to see the split. I want to know where we stand as a fan base based on viewership right now. That's number one. So thumbs up your Arteta in, thumbs down your Arteta out. Also, so we know where Arteta cut his teeth, coaching wise. That's at Man City, and they don't necessarily play an out-and-out striker every game. That's Pep's system. He plays the false nine. Guess who else plays the false nine that's widely considered? He's in the top 2 of the best managers in the world right now. He probably plays it better. He probably plays it better when all healthy than City do. Klopp. So what? But when you look at the club,
they have a front. I mean, that's different. They have a front 3. Yeah, I guess.
Hang on. What? And City don't?
Yeah, but
Sterling, De Bruyne, and Mahrez.
Sterling,
I didn't even say that.
Sterling can't even get into the Man City team. It's Foden, isn't he? He's the second coming now. Sterling is literally yesterday's man at City.
But here's my
That's how good they are.
So we look at
Sterling is basically becoming yesterday's man. That's how big
we look at the 2 teams that when fully healthy, because I fully believe that Liverpool would be higher in the table with Van Dijk in the lineup without the injury problems that they've had all because they've been decimated. And I fucking hate Liverpool. I need you to understand that the fire that runs, like, the scum are top of that chart. Liverpool are a skosh below them. I hate Liverpool. I hate Liverpool more than I hate Man United.
Surprising.
That's crazy.
I do. That might have to do with the fact that I didn't grow up with a lot of Liverpool fans, but like the people that are like that surround me in my life, like they're all Liverpool fans and they're all fucking.
I've always had a soft spot for the club, but I don't like the fans at all.
That's the funny thing because I love Klopp. Seriously, I love your.
I would fire Arteta in a second.
Oh my god, I bite my tongue because I almost said something like on air to get you out there, and I
almost said something too that would have been
glad of comment. Anyway, look at the 2 clubs. Look at the systems that they play, but then because I think personally, I think they play very similar systems. It maybe formations, not necessarily systems, but formations. They're very similar. But look at the way that the clubs are run above the on the pitch tactics. Liverpool don't spend a lot of money. They don't go out and just buy the best players. They don't. That's not how they run. That's not how they operate. They run very much the way Arsenal run. It's the American system. Not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right, but it's the American system of self-sustaining. We only spend what we make. That's it. But Champions League champions, Premier League champions, they've done it the right way. What Arteta did was he took Pep's system and Pep's mentality as a head coach manager to a team that's run like Liverpool. Split the difference. Not even necessarily split the difference. Go more like the Liverpool model. You look at the players that you have around that you're building your team with, that are in your team right now, that you have to work with, figure out their best attributes, and then design the system to fit them.
We all have different levels of why we dislike or like a team. Aside from Spurs, for me, Manchester City. It drives me crazy when you guys make comparisons to them because they're owned by an oil country.
Right.
All right. They're the best team money can buy.
Yes.
Their bench is a top 4 team.
Right.
So I don't dislike Liverpool. There's a lot to respect about Liverpool. It's teams like Manchester City that admit, just them and Chelsea, they are not run for profit, and I cannot respect them or like them at all when they're owned by an oil country. It's just unfair.
No, I get it, and believe me, I am the last person in the world that wants to heap praise on Liverpool. And look, I could do an entire show on their ownership because I was a Red Sox fan. They own the Boston Red Sox, and I'm not and I don't like. That's another show for another time on a completely different topic. But I'm the last person in the world that wants to heap praise on Liverpool Football Club. But they've done it the right way. They brought in a manager that they knew was A, motivational, B, smart enough to know that he needs to design a system that fits the players that he has at his disposal. But then what they did on their end was they made the most of their sales. They sold 2 key players, Luis Suarez, Philippe Coutinho, and said, we need to reinvest it in the club. And they did that. We've not done any. When was the last time we sold a player that we could say we sold this player for X amount of money and then reinvested that money into another player that helped our club? Alex Iwobi is our largest sale in the last 5 years, at least, if I'm not mistaken, at roughly, I think, 38 million pounds. Look, we'll round up. We'll call it 40 because I know it's
pay players to leave. And there's a little bit that likes me. It's like, I hate you so much. Here's some money. Go away.
Right.
There's a little bit about me that kind of likes that, but running a football club, that's not how you do it. You know, like you say, with the Coutinho and the Suarez, money comes in. You look at like what Tottenham did with Gareth Bale. When was the last time we ever done anything like that? You know, I thought the Iwobi deal was excellent. I was like, wow, someone gave us 40 million for Alex Iwobi. Yep. Whoever was in charge of that deal was pretty canny, but we just don't seem to have those deals coming off. We literally pay players to leave.
Yeah. Bad segue. Let's talk about
bad segue. Just segue.
It's a bad segue.
Yeah, come on. We got 6 minutes left. Let's go.
Glenn, you know this. It's a bad segue.
Oh yeah, we all know it's a bad segue. Come on,
Stan. Really? Are you in a hurry? You got somewhere to be?
No, I want to fucking talk. I want to. You and your bad
You've done
segues.
Nothing. You have talked 2/3 of this fucking show.
I want someone to get a stopwatch right now. I didn't talk for fucking like 35 minutes.
Yeah,
like,
but then you go. Talking about
Sabayo, talking about this. I'm sitting here patiently.
35 minutes.
I don't know.
All right.
It's long. It's long, I tell you.
Ryan, I'm actually going to start with you because I think I know what your take on this is going to be.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be short.
What you really mean is, Ryan, we're going to start with you so we can get that fucking out of the way. But
thank you, Stan. Yes. Thoughts on the scenes from Old Trafford on Sunday? Not NBC cutting in. I don't give a fuck about
ruined my experience.
That's not what I'm talking about. I want to focus it on the fans invading the stadium, not the coverage of it. The fans invading the stadium. Any thoughts on what happened at Old Trafford? Hang on, because I have 2 more hand gestures that I need to make before you start. That was 3 go.
Well, bad segue, but I honestly do not care. I could care less about it. I mean, if change if that sparks change for them, then maybe I'll look into it. Maybe I'll be like, oh wow, okay, so maybe it's something we should take into account as fans of Arsenal. But I don't. I know people. I've said this on multiple podcasts. I don't know if I've ever said on here. I dislike Man U more than I dislike Tottenham. So I really don't care. I don't care what.
That's just a mutable offense, in my opinion.
Okay, well, my view is.
Hey, wait, Glenn, hang on. Let Ryan finish before he gets.
Okay.
No, I'm done.
No, I know. I muted.
No, Ryan, please finish.
No, I'm done. I'm done. Oh. No, seriously,
I don't condone the fans going on the field, but I also acknowledge that the greedy owners opened up this Pandora's box. And you want to lambast those few Manchester United fans that went on the pitch. They are doing it. The fans are doing it correctly now by going after the sponsors, as we talked about in the beginning of the show. Yeah, that's it.
Stan?
Can we get in trouble by the authorities if we say the wrong thing here?
No, you're not in America.
You're inciting violence. You know.
You're not in America, so
you can say whatever you want.
You know that Seth Rollins, right? When he comes out, how does his entrance music? What's the first thing you hear when he comes out?
Burn it down.
Some of that. I loved it, mate. I mean, don't tell me that there was no inside help that managed to leave a door open somewhere so that you could get out onto the pitch. I don't believe this was a case of like Troy. They fucking sent up a Trojan horse and they fucking went, oh, what's that out there? Bring it in. And all the fans were inside going, shh, not yet, not yet. Or they were out there with like a huge pole, like on Game of Thrones, banging it into the door. Come on, someone open the door and let them in. And my thoughts are, I mean, what is it the youth of today say when they see a tweet that they really love? You love to see it. I love to see it. I mean, what I will say, though, is protests, I don't think should involve, like, fucking just tearing shit down. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But
right.
A protest, you've got to have a little bit of passion in there. You can't just... You've seen that fucking Father Ted advert where they're like down with whatever it is, and the other guy's got a sign that says steady now. You can't have them kind of a peaceful protests. You've got to have something behind it. You shouldn't be destroying shit. You shouldn't be hurting people. But you know, if you wanna shout, chant, you know, make yourselves heard, have a flair or two, I'm totally behind it. And I would say that if I was down at the Emirates in a similar situation, and I'm kind of piggybacking off of what I heard our All-Father Odin, who runs the same Arsenal in the UK, you know, if I was there and someone was like, "Hey, the door's open, we can sneak in here," I'll probably be in there in the heat of the moment, you know, trying to kick a ball into the goal while you're there, because why not? It's never going to happen. But I mean, I think there is a place for protest, you know, and I want to make it uncomfortable as possible as it can be for our owners. I don't want it to be a one and done protest. I don't live in the UK, so it's easy for me. But if I was, I would like to go down to the Emirates as much as I could for games and shout and have a banner of some kind, because these people have got to get the fuck out, man. They all got to get the fuck out. They've showed their colours. They don't give a fuck about what we're doing. Is another billionaire coming in like Daniel Ek the answer? Is it? Are we going to take in a Daniel?
We're going to talk about Daniel Ek here.
Well, can I just say, I just want to.
Yeah, Rahul's right. I'd probably do a stadium tour and go into the museum and take pictures. I'll be very civil about it, but a protest is a protest.
I just want to say I totally respect Stan's stance on that. The media is trying to turn this protest into, oh, look at those bad people on the pitch. But the story is about the anger that the supporters of all six clubs are feeling.
Well, so I'm going to ask all of you this, and Stan, I'm going to piggyback off what Stan said. We're not destroying anything. We're not promoting destroying, vandalizing, breaking and entering, none of that. But all of a sudden, you're protesting outside the Emirates Stadium, and you hear, "Psst, this door is open. This door is open. Let's go." Are you going?
Can I answer first, because mine will be quick? In the UK, maybe. In the United States, no, because they'll take face scans of every. If that happened in the US, they'd take face scans of everybody and start arresting them. They'd identify them.
Glenn.
I thought Glenn was going to say no, because in the US they'll just fucking shoot you.
Well,
maybe.
Glenn. No. I'm going to go the opposite direction. Glenn, no, in the UK. They've already got your blood type. So here's the thing. They'll face scan you, and then they'll figure out a way to start bleeding you to death. To be like, well, we know your blood type, and guess what? You're not going to get it.
But you understand I'm saying face scan because they're going to find out their identities. That's what they do in the US now. Would
you leave? Would you? I mean,
I wouldn't leave. I'd stay outside.
No. Would you, if you got into the stadium and got onto the pitch? In the UK,
then I'd be like Stan. I'd be kicking the ball.
I don't want to ask this question because it's going to end up going down a political road, and I don't want to do that.
No. I know what you're thinking. I know exactly what you're thinking, Tanner. It's not worth it. I know what you're thinking.
No, I'm gonna go pee.
Look, I called you Tanner, so I'm serious. Don't go down the political road.
It's not that. It's just like the police in the UK aren't firearm armed. So if you're on the pitch and they come in and they're like, "Hey, you get out of here," or like, what's your? I hate to say, like, this is going to sound bad, and
Oh crap!
Yes. Are you leaving? What's your?
That's my.
You know, hold on a minute. Was that the first few bars for Lowrider?
Yes, 100%.
Oh shit!
No, I can go a couple more minutes. Don't worry about it.
The Ohio players. Let's go.
Yeah, good point. Everybody's got a mask on now, so you can't fucking tell who's who anyway, right?
Yeah, that's true.
What's
too.
your-
There were some people without masks.
But here's the thing, though. I see what happened at Old Trafford, and you know what bothered me the most about it. And I'm going to go on a bit of a rant here, if I may. I don't often.
Absolutely.
I try not to do this as the host of the show, but what bothered me the most about seeing what happened at Old Trafford on Sunday was you got onto the pitch, you got onto the playing surface. Stop there. I saw a guy run over into the Sky Sports little like on field or on pitch studio and throw a camera tripod.
Yeah, I saw that.
Now you're destroying property.
Yeah.
Go onto the pitch, and I understand that grass grown by the inch, destroyed by the foot. I get it. Get onto the pitch and stand there. Don't do it. Just don't do anything. Don't destroy the nets. You see the balls that are set up in at midfield for the players to come out and train with and warm up and everything else. Leave it.
All right.
Hang on. Nope, hang on. You know what you do? You stand there. And you've got what, 3, 4, maybe 5,000 strong? You're there. You're just there. That alone, because see, the minute that you start kicking the ball into the net, the minute you go grab the camera tripod and you throw it and you break it, the minute that you climb onto the net, now it's a spectacle about yourself. Now it's not, hey, now it's not Glazers, Cronkies, get out of my club. Now it's about, hey, look at me. Look at me on social media. Look at me, everybody. Look at me. On social media. Wait, no, hang on. You know, I'm going to be an asshole. Hang on, Stan, I'm going to be an asshole right now. This is my time. Give me a minute. Because this is what I saw. And I saw everybody that ran out onto that pitch have an opportunity to do something fucking massive. And you know what they did? They chose to make it about themselves. They chose to make it about the opportunity to climb up on the fucking net. And a kid, the 14-year-old kid, laying on top of the net going, hey, Mom, look at me. Oh, hey, look at me. Look at me, guys. Look at me. I'm on top of the net at Old Trafford. Look at me. You little fucking prick.
All right.
Prick. Hey, nope, my turn. You little fucking prick. You fucked up. Because you know what you did? You wanted to make it about the owners, but you know what you did? You made it about yourself. Okay. You want to get these people out. Hang on. You want to make it about the owners? You want to make it about the owners? Stop making it about your fucking self. Because it's not about you. It's about the club.
I just want to say I completely with you 100%, 100%. However, if they're putting balls out, what the fuck are you gonna do? You're like,
guys,
hang on. You show. This is the part of the show where I get a little angry. My voice gets a little worked up. You show a little self-restraint, and Stan, you're right, because I get out there and look. I'm going to tell you right now. I get out there. I'm probably going to kick the ball. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to kick the ball into the net. I'm probably going to try to boot it into like the club level. Above the technical area. That's what I'm going to do.
Partey.
Yes. No, because I'm kicking it like perpendicular. I'm not even kicking it at the net. I'm like kicking over here. But that's what loses me. Get out on the pitch and just be, because that's a protest. When you start destroying things, now it becomes, what can I destroy? Make it about me. Stand there. Can I talk? Make them move you.
No, Glenn.
Make them move you. What are they going to do? What are they going to come in? Tell me how they're going to get a fucking armored tank in there and move 3,000 people out of the way to play a game.
Are you done?
All right, Glenn, I'm curious. Go ahead, because now I'm
Agreed.
What you're leaving out?
I'm burning calories, by the way, because my heart's beating fast now.
What you're leaving out is looking at all of the film. Most of those people on the field were just young, dumb kids like Ryan. All right, if Ryan was out there, they'd be filming him having sex in the middle of the field.
Wait,
you called me young.
Hang on,
thanks,
hang
Glenn.
on. First of all, number one, you called him young. Number two, having sex, that requires another person.
No, it doesn't. I can have sex with myself. I do it all the time.
And my point is made for me.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Maybe that was a bad example. I don't know.
Very, very bad example.
Maybe that was a bad example, but they were young, dumb kids, the majority of them, in the heat of the moment. What is that noise?
Yeah.
You're repeating, Glenn. What are you doing?
No,
I heard a noise.
I got feedback too. It's not Glenn.
I saw people that had their children with them. Like,
What?
I'm not saying that's a bad thing.
They were tailgating outside before.
I don't know. So.
Come on. All right, guys, I don't have much longer. Ask your
Go
next
ahead.
question, Ryan.
Me neither. I have to go soon too.
Why? What did I say? What did I do?
You didn't say anything.
What do you want me to say?
My only point is this: do you get your point across by going and destroying things?
Who gives a fuck? It's Man U. Who cares? Who cares?
Who
I'm
knows
sorry.
why?
I just don't care. We're talking about Man U.
But do you care if it's Arsenal?
I guess. I mean, if nothing happens because of this protest, why? I get it's actions need to lead to more actions. Actions need to lead to results.
Here's a question: should we protest, or not we? Because I ain't going to be there. I live in fucking Canada. But should there be a protest on Thursday for the Villarreal game? Considering how important it is, what's your thoughts on that? Some people are saying, let's just leave this one and let's go back to the league. But I don't honestly see how protesting on Thursday will affect the result. I don't think players are going to be screaming at the players when they come into the,
It's not about protesting the result of the match.
I don't want to do anything either that might make the people at UEFA or Europa, whoever they are, get even more annoyed at us than what they may already be. So I just wondered what you guys think about it.
May I go first?
Yes.
I think because of what happened at United, any stadium is going to beef up their security if there are protests outside, and it won't happen again. As far as protesting on Thursday, if you ask me personally, I would hope that they wouldn't. But if they do, that should motivate the players.
Yeah, good point.
That's it.
Ryan?
Yeah, I think you got to protest. I brought this up before. When people were trying to get Wenger out, you had a kind of division, and like you had the AKBs, Arsenal knows best, and you had the Wenger out brigade. But you also had people that were protesting Kroenke to go out. So, and it was crazy because you had like banners flying, you had all this stuff going on, but you also had a big contingent like, get rid of both of them. Kroenke's got to go. It's time to say goodbye. And it's funny when Wenger left, all the protests stopped. Because they were Kroenke protests when Wenger was trying to when Wenger was trying to go, when they were trying to get rid of Wenger. So I think what you have to do is you have to steer the course. I think the way the Kroenkes think, well, we were under pressure when we were trying to get rid of Wenger, and we got rid of Wenger, and look, everything was okay. So maybe they think, hey, we'll splash the pot, we'll buy some big signings. And then, people will start protesting. You got to keep going. If people really want Kroenkes out, even if they spend, the war chest that apparently they're giving Arteta and they do and all of that, you got to do it.
Ryan, there was $6 billion behind this Superliga, and the fans worldwide stopped it. These protests are not going to stop.
Well,
and they shouldn't. I'm not saying they should.
But you know what? You protest outside the stadium. Look, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm fully in favor of what the Manchester United fans did. I think it's fucking great. Now, I don't. If they kicked in a door if they vandalized anything, if they broke their way into the stadium, I don't agree with that. But if there was a door open,
I saw the video of them kicking in the door. They kicked in the door, and there was no security to stay. They were just walking.
Then in that case, no. But if you could get into the stadium and you can stand, because here's the thing: if you can stand and again get on the field, I'm gonna get fucking arrested for this. Get on the field and I'm not advocating violence. I'm not advocating vandalism, destruction. Get on the field. Just stand on the pitch. Just stand on the pitch and be there to the point where the cameras see you there. The ownership sees you there. You're holding up the play, saying, "We're here at 7:00. The match is to kick off at 8. You come get us out of here by 8 and fix this field."
See, I'm not disagreeing with you, BG, but the thing you're doing is you're trying to take the wisdom that you've learned in your life and put it into the heads of these young kids on the field who are acting in the heat of the moment. And
I agree,
they don't think like that. They don't think like that.
So the cooler heads, I think the four of us here would be cooler heads. If we were going to do something like this, the four of us, we get out there and we say, "Hey, whoa!" Like you see a kid climbing on the net. Fuck you doing, man? Get down. Get that. You go up, you grab a hold of him, you pull him down.
No, stop it. You maybe because you're a weird dad figure. I don't care. I would then. Yeah. Do I agree? Do I agree with it? No, I don't.
You saw your 14-year-old son climbing up.
Yeah,
on the
but
net.
that's not what happened though. You're not saying your 14-year-old son. You're saying a random fucking 14-year-old kid is on the net. Are you gonna pull him down? No. If it was my kid, yeah, it's my kid. It's different.
Why aren't you pulling the other? Why aren't you pulling the other one?
Because I don't fucking know who it is. What do you mean? What do you mean? Why am I not pulling him down?
Why? Because you don't know who he is?
I'm not gonna pull him. Do what the fuck you want. What kind of question is that?
No, I don't. Do whatever you want.
As soon as you start pulling down his other guy, right?
Listen,
so the 14-year-old kid that climbs up on top of the net, shows up with a knife, jumps off the net like he's in fucking.
I have no idea what you're doing.
I can't handle 4 people all yelling at the same time right now. Can I go?
Fine, do your fucking math. It's 3 people.
Yes, if you want to leave, you can leave.
I need to just chill out and
get my
son upstairs and listen to some mellow music because you guys drive me crazy. So
there it is. I'm
just gonna head out. All right.
Oh, I love it.
I'm gonna put my son upstairs,
and till it hurts.
All right, you ruined.
I could do this all night.
Glenn, what are we doing? Are we winning? Are we advancing past Villarreal?
I believe. Oh, I didn't do a prediction. Well, if we're gonna have a pregame show, but I do believe we're going to win 3-1. And I really have to go, guys. But it was a pleasure.
Glenn, go.
All right, I tried to stay as long as I could. I'm sorry.
You're good.
Sorry.
All right. Yeah, we're. I mean, I said I feel like we could go for a while. I know you guys got to go. So, Stan, predictions, final thoughts.
Oh, fuck me. Yeah, again, I've been saying it for weeks, right? It's so hard to predict this team anymore. I can't. I don't know. Even if I see the lineup, I don't know shit until I see if the players are going to play this week. Again, we have to do this. There's no if, buts, or whatever. This is it. These are. If there's a basket, all the fucking eggs are in it. This is it. There's no. That's it. You know. My heart wants us to win this game. I'll be watching it. Hopefully, I can sneak away, get some time away from work to watch it live. So I'm in real time with everybody else. Will Mikel Arteta get fucking fucked off out of it if we lose? I don't think so. You know, they've got bigger fish to fry. They've got a big gamble on this guy. You know, I'll see you all back here next Tuesday, and hopefully we'll all be looking forward to a cup final. That's why I'm going to leave it.
I like it. If you need to duck out, go ahead. Ryan and I can wrap it up if you want.
Mate, I'm not a lightweight. I'm here to the death. But
I like it. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go. Ryan.
Stop. I'm trying. I'm about to talk right now, and I have someone on knees giving me pizza.
Oh, wait, I'll bring her. Let's go. Let's go. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, look at that. All right.
The worst part is
it.
that she can't ever hear us.
Yeah, she can hear.
Room service, Ryan. I like it.
Yes, I do. Well, all right, yeah. So it's a big game for us, and taking Arteta out of it, I think these players know it's a big game, and I think they're gonna. I mean, they need to. They need to take the bull by the horns and come at this. And let's not forget, we're going against Unai Emery, and Unai Emery is gonna Unai Emery, and I think he's gonna sit back, and I think he's gonna invite us on. I think he's gonna play into our hands. Now it comes down to what we're gonna do with that, and you got to go all out. You got to go balls to walls. We have to score, and yeah, poor woman. Yeah, I know. I say it every day. Every day I say it.
Hey, Lone Star. We think the same thing about Megan too.
Wait, she is, but I'm not a woman. Anyways, no,
Stan, back me up on that. You got that right. Jesus. Anyway, finish it.
No, I know. I think that Unai Emery's going to Unai Emery, and I think he's going to play into our hands a little bit. And I think him putting on Coquelin and taking off their striker at halftime is going to prove to be very, very vital for them. And I think these players just need to take it into their hands. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully, he doesn't start willing it or some crazy thing. I don't know.
Extra time.
Oh, fuck. Get off.
Extra time.
Yeah, of course.
That's what I see. Extra time. I have no faith. What's that?
Penalties or just?
No, extra time. You don't want my prediction.
He makes it up as he goes.
I don't. We're not going. I don't think we're going through.
Yeah. So shock.
I just don't. Look. This team has given me no reason to have faith. This idea that we're all of a sudden going to get our Arsenal back of 2005 and they're going to show up on Thursday to play. It's news for you, folks. It ain't happening.
Now, listen, I know Slavia Prague is nowhere near Villarreal's competition, but we're in the same boat. We played shitty against Slava, whatever the fuck.
Every
Arteta corrected his mistake, and we put it on them. We're going to put it on them.
Every single week we go into a match, whether it be Villarreal, Manchester City, whoever it might be, and nobody ever wants to say, nope, you know what, we're going to lose this one. I'm a realist. We're not good.
Oh, yeah.
We're massively inconsistent.
Villarreal sucks.
And we lost to them 2-1.
Yeah.
We lost to them 2-1. And somehow or other, you think that things are going to fucking turn on a dime and all of a sudden we're going to figure it out?
Well, I can tell you this much. We're not going to play ASR as a false 9. So
I have no faith that the manager is going to do the right thing, that the club are going to, that the players are going to show up to pull out a win. And this is faith. And I have none. And I'm a realist, and I'm sorry. My heart and my head both tell me that we go out against Villarreal, whether it be a 0-0 draw, we lose 2-1. We're not going to go through. We are not going to do what it takes. And I hope to God I'm wrong. Whatever God it is you pray to, I'll pray to the same God, and I hope I'm wrong.
Anybody in the chat that has any good bets or things, because I would love to bet Tanner that we advance and he thinks we won't. So anybody has any really good bets, tweet at us, DM us at our Twitter accounts, or DM the show Twitter account. We would love to hear it because I want a good bet.
Do not DM me because I won't answer.
There you go. Don't DM Stan. Me or Tanner. I want to bet. I want to make a nice bet with him.
I'll figure out the bet. I will figure out the bet and I'll put it out there. I want us to go through. I pray to God we go through. But when you ask yourself seriously, what has this team shown you to prove that they have what it takes to rally and go? Because understand a 1-0 win doesn't do it. A 1-1 draw doesn't do it.
What do you mean? A 1-0 win, we advance.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck me. We're at home. We're at home. Fucking hell. Woo.
Jesus Christ. Kid's an idiot.
Maybe I back down on that a little bit.
Oh, no, fuck you. You're locked in. You're loaded.
And
Yeah,
on that
that'd be
note,
some good bets.
Nah, but you know what? I still don't think we go through.
No, I know you don't.
I know I'm going to stick with it. I just don't think we do. I just don't think we do. The lack of consistency, the manager's tactics and the substitutions at 92 minutes. Why the fuck are you putting a play like at 92? Once 90 minutes hits, like bring that play, be like, all right, dude, you're come here. Like, just go sit down. Like, why the fuck why are you putting a player on at 92 minutes? Like, I understand you can't put a player on until there's a stoppage in play, but if the stoppage in play happens at 91 minutes and there's 3 minutes of added time, fuck, sit him down. What are you doing? Sit down. Boys 2-0 before halftime. Lone Star 2-0 win. God bless you guys. 1-1. I don't see it. I just don't see it. I just don't. And that being said, I do not think Arteta will be sacked either. So I don't care what the outcome of this match or if we advance to the final is. He's not going to be sacked. So that's it for us. It's been a good show, fellas. Really enjoyed this one. Glenn is a permanent part of the stable. Ryan will just continue to sit there and look miserable when he's not talking and then proceed to talk for 25 minutes when he's given the opportunity. But
I'll just sit here looking good, as always.
And that's Stan, that's all anybody can ask. I need you to show up and be pretty every single week.
I can do that.
And you know what? You never disappoint. You never disappoint. Thanks, everybody.
Blue Steel.
What's that?
Blue Steel. Sorry. Right. Good night, everyone.
Thanks, everybody in the chat. We are out of here. Good footy talk, guys. We'll see you out there.
Have the